Clerks. We're doing the Tyranny of Dragons campaign, take 2, because last week we had the entire party get eaten by a green dragon. So this week we sort of open as the new party has been summoned to Waterdeep for the next Council of Waterdeep session, which you as players are familiar with, but your characters are not. As I understand it, Dad, you have a little bit of a story to tell us about Darius's morning before the council meeting.
Yep. And without further ado, I awaken. The overwhelming stench of blood, bile, and shit fills my nostrils. I try to open my eyes. The acrid smoke of fire prevents anything but blurred vision of dark shapes and the piercing light of random blazes. I first feel the cold of my armor against my skin, then the familiar bonds of leather straps holding the armor in place. Straps soaked to sliminess with a mix of sweat and blood. I try to move. Damn. Realizing I am pinned in place, I look down. Lying across my body is a dead Goliath warrior, or 2, or 3. With my vision still blurred, it is hard to tell how many bodies or parts of bodies I am surrounded by. I lay there, listening to the sounds of fading battle, fires crackling, screams of pain, and screams of battle still waging as it moves away. Suddenly, a new sound emerges, growing louder with every heartbeat. In my emerging consciousness, I am able to detect a leathery flapping sound, wind being forced in movement, occasional thuds of unknown origin. My vision begins to clear as the sound grows ever so thunderous. I look up. I am filled with a fear I barely have control over. As my mind tries to wrap itself around the fact that a giant green dragon is swooping down on me, I see it discharge its breath weapon. I begin to choke on the noxious vapor and suddenly realize that the real threat to my existence, the tail that is about to cleave me in two. I awaken, drenched in sweat. I scream in my head as I now see that it is just that dream again. I look around my solitary room. Just another room and another inn and another place. We are kin, but we stay separated. An acknowledging nod or glance at times is the usual contact with my brothers, unless the need arises when we are together in battle against a common foe. I clear my head, wash, dress, and go forth to a meeting. What lie ahead, I do not know. I only know that this is my assignment. I survey the room quickly as I leave. Another room, another inn, another fight against evil. That's it I have.
Damn.
That's fantastic. Take inspiration, by the way. Starting the campaign with inspiration. All right. So now I'll start my story. It has been nearly 2 lunar cycles since the fall of the council's last best hope. Dagult Neverember's voice rings out over the din of the arguing council members. Tensions in the room run high. Grim reports have been pouring in over the last few 10 days about brazen cult raids across the Sword Coast. Settlements ranging in size from hamlets and villages to small cities have been pillaged and razed to the ground as cultists seize the opportunity of the hole left by the adventurers to tighten their grip of terror on the region and to recoup the losses of treasure incurred by the party's actions at the Cloud Giant's Sky Castle. The Lord's Alliance, in their constant efforts to maintain peace and protect their interests through conservative action, have pulled all of their presence in smaller areas in order to protect their leaders. Baldur's Gate, and the largest flow of coin in the world, has been seized entirely by the Zhentarim, who are now in complete control of supply and demand. Martial law has been enforced in both Waterdeep and Neverwinter. The Sword Coast is on the brink of sanity, and the endless drone of the Drakhorn continues to chip away at what's left. Lord Neverember stands once again at the head of the table. Laeral Silverhand to his left, a female tiefling sits to his right. King Melandrock and Sir Isteval are absent. He begins to speak once again as conversation dies and eyes turn towards him. Those of you who are new to these meetings, you've been called to this council as my first act as renewed Open Lord of Waterdeep. You council members have decided unanimously, with a vote of no confidence to move away from the overly cautious approach of Lady Silverhand, and that means your true motives are a call to action. I will not mince words. The outlook is bleak at this point. The fall of our last best hope and the subsequent destruction of the Misty Forest were devastating blows to our cause. Finding people to stand against the recent onslaught of the Cult of the Dragon has been difficult. You newcomers represent the final stand of the Sword Coast. As you look across the table, you see several members of the Lord's Alliance, members of the Harpers, members of the Emerald Enclave. So I'm going to start with who I see first in the order on the sprites. Thakjima, will you describe a little bit of what people see as they look across the table and see you?
Okay. Hold on. I just took a bite of food. So. Why is that not showing up this time?
What?
Oh, all the shit that I wrote down for description. This is annoying.
Would you like me to come back to you?
Yes, please.
All right, John Dorian.
All right. So I'm a halfling, halfling druid, dark brown coiffed hair, and I'm trying to think what else you would see. Leather armor and a wooden shield. You're just looking for what we look like?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. What else?
JD also has the familiar emerald cloak and brooch of the Emerald Enclave adorning it.
There you go. I'm looking kind of up and to the left.
How tall are you as a halfling?
3'1".
So are you standing on the seat or are you sitting on a pile of books?
You can't tell.
Maybe he's levitating.
All right, is that it?
Yeah, I didn't have much of a description, I guess. Sorry.
That's fine. Percy.
Perry, first of all. I am a foaling, otherwise known as a human. And depending on the day, I either have long, like, kind of like medium length curly hair, or it's completely shaved down and you could just see the stubble on the top of my head. I have a less than sunny disposition while sitting at the table, but adorned in very, very high quality plate armor. I got myself a nice little mustache, and then that whole knight's goatee going on, and then you see hanging around my chest an emblem for the local hospital in town, Sacred Waterdeep.
All right, Darius.
I'm pretty nondescript, just an average size human male. My skin's a little on the darker side due to my heritage. I'm obviously a fighter.
Every one of you out. I'm not dealing with all of this.
Clad in some decent armor. Couple of weapons at my side. I'm a pretty quiet guy.
All right. Albus, how about you? What do people see as they look across the table and size you up?
They see an average size, slender, bearded male. The only hint of heritage being the tips of my ears are pointier than most. Bearded, a half elf. I have a tendency speak my mind and inadvertently insult people. No filter.
Yeah, we're supposed to be talking about your character.
Oh!
I know that's why I
Early.
thought you'd like it. Just playing me. Fucking dumb fighter. Now shut up. I'm sorry. Did I say that out loud?
Albus, as far as Half Elves Gold, how old do you appear to be?
Probably in my 30s. Half elves age, I think, closer towards humans than they do elves. I could have read that wrong.
No, you're right. It's longer than a typical human lifespan, but it's much closer to that of their human counterparts than their Fey ancestry. Your robe of the stars, is it black or dark blue?
Ooh, a dark blue.
Dark blue. So you also see Albus wearing a very fine dark blue robe with large stars adorning the.
Constellations all over it.
All right.
That's my Big Dipper.
Thokdima, you ready?
Yeah, got it sorted.
All right.
So, with me versus everyone else, I'm not sitting at the table. I'm actually going to be standing in the back away from it. On my
Okay.
head, there is a large frill being kept down. Outside of any stressful situation or combat. The frill, though, you can tell is a dark pearlescent red with black streaks and bright blue tips. My head is that same kind of pearlescent red, covered with black and blue spots and streaks, until it reaches about mid-torso. There it starts transitioning into a dark blue, almost black. From torso down, it is spotted with black, red, blues. From there, I have not human eyes. I have more of reptilian, cat-type eyes that have blues and greens and yellows and oranges with them, with the slit iris, or what are those, irises?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Pupil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pupil, there we go. Though I stand at 6 foot tall, I only weigh 220 pounds. For a lizard folk, I am actually on the small side. Though my size allows me to have a decent amount of muscle definition, but not much bulk. Clothing is simple leathers that have been cut and laced back together for the ease of mobility. No shoes on my feet. I wear a cloak of many dark greens and blacks that almost makes it seem like I'm there, but I'm not at the same time. Over my shoulder, I have a bow that's wrapped with cloth and other natural camouflage lashed to it. There are well-worn bracers on my forearms and goggles across my brow. None of my equipment seems to be clean or new. There's a smattering of dust, debris, vegetation, what appears to be the occasional small animal parts covering me from head to toe.
All right. So as you get done sort of surveying the room, Lord Neverember once again starts talking. The elves, by and large, are gone. We cannot expect their aid. The Council of the Dragons offer expired when the last group of adventurers did. If we hope to stand a chance at the Well of Dragons, we need to bring back hope to the people of Faerun. We need to strike back at the cult and get off our back foot and put them on their heels. We have received contact from someone deep within the ranks of the cult. If what he promises is true, the risk is enormous, but the potential payoff is even greater. Losing one of the 5 dragon masks will be a huge setback for Severin's plans. As your first actions, on behalf of not just this council, but the people of the Sword Coast, we need you to go to Xonthal's tower. So with that, the council session sort of adjourns, and Lord Neverember comes over to you guys and hands you a note, and I'm going to show this to you guys.
Excuse me.
Bless you.
Ooh, this message is unexpected.
That's all I got.
So basically, he hands you a note, and the note says, "You don't know me, but we can help each other immeasurably. My name is Iskander, and I made a terrible mistake in joining the cult of the dragon. The cult's horrifying plans are sure to bring doom to all, but I can stop those plans with your help. Rescue me from the cult's clutches, and I will deliver you the prize of prizes, the blue dragon mask. Without it, Severn faces an insurmountable setback in his effort to call Tiamat back to our world. The mask is here at Xonthal's tower, being studied and guarded by only a handful of wizards, including myself. The danger of my treason becoming known grows with every passing day, and if I'm discovered, I'll surely be killed. Please hurry, for the sake of everyone and everything you value." Also, too, because I'm sure you guys can... does it show you guys anything?
Nope.
No? Okay. All right, hang on then. Because I realized that all of this was in GM notes. So let me put that in there. Okay.
There we go.
Now you guys should be able to see what the message says.
Yep.
In the notes?
Yeah, it should be in the journal under the title of An Unexpected Message.
Ah.
So, reading the note in turn, what do you guys make of it?
Well, the first letters of each word don't spell anything.
I'm just gonna look at Lord Neverember and go, Xonthal's tower, direction.
It's actually a really good question. I didn't think to look at where it is.
Suck it, Trebek.
Has anyone in the council heard of Iskander?
No, this is the first that they have heard of him. This message that has been sent to Lord Neverember.
Do we have any intelligence of Xanthal's tower at this time? Other than what the note tells us?
Go ahead and make a history check.
Ooh, I can do that.
Can anyone do it?
Yeah, anyone who would like to make a history check, go ahead and roll.
It's at 15.
Okay.
I got a 15 also.
Okay, so
We say it at the exact same time.
Perry
The
and
exact same inflection.
Perry and Albus, you both recall that Xonthal's tower is legendary among wizards and tail spinners of Faerun for its unusual magic defenses, including a magical hedge maze that surrounds it. Xonthal was an extraordinary figure. Beginning as a lowly adventurer, he traveled across Faerun and beyond, reaching distant Zakara, Kara-Tur, and even Maztica. His work focused on conjuration and elemental evocation, so he often kept elementals and genies for company. It is also known that Xonthal prized solitude, so he designed his tower and the surrounding hedge maze to deter intruders and unwanted visitors. Over a century ago, the wizard suddenly kicked his apprentice out and sealed the tower. No one knows what he's been up to in the intervening decades, or whether he's even still alive. Some think he must have become a lich, while others believe he's just dead. All that's certain is that the hedge maze remains a frustrating barrier, and the spells and wards protecting the tower against entry remain as powerful as ever. You guys also know that there is a village spreading out along the edge of the hedge maze, which is also called Xonthal's Tower. The settlement began as a place where Xonthal's many apprentices established homes of their own. As years passed, more settlers were drawn to the area as word spread that the wizard and his apprentices offered excellent protection against marauding orcs and monsters. It's a little smaller now than in the tower's heyday, but around 300 people still live there.
How sure is Neverember of the validity of this note?
Let me pull that back up. So obviously, you're suspicious, probably wondering if this note is motivated more by concern for his own safety than concern for the world. Does anyone have any divination magic in order to see, to assess the situation?
Not me.
That would be a negative.
I should have had that spell prepared. I don't.
Have identify.
I mean, I can speak with Dad so I can kill the guy and then talk to him. Nope.
So no one in the council, nor Lord Neverember in his personal guard or anything like that have any greater information than what's presented in this note. However, given the horrific state of the Sword Coast currently, and how much the Council of Waterdeep is scrambling to try to do anything to stand against the cult, it seems like, true or not, it's probably the best step that they can take at the time.
Any idea where the tower's at? We never got an answer on that.
So the tower is, I don't know, on the Sword Coast map. I'm actually working on finding that right now. But the village surrounding it is also called Xonthal's Tower.
How do we know which one we're talking about?
No, there's the tower, or there's the town of the tower.
Yeah,
I
one
don't see it
tower
on-
got 300 people in it, and the other one has a lich.
I don't see it on the map of the Sword Coast. So I'm not positive
Should
which direction it is, but
Ballpark up here if this down here is the Serpent Hills.
yes, those are the Serpent Hills. So
Yeah,
you're
it
saying
should
it's
be-
near Loudwater?
Yeah, ballpark up there.
Okay.
So it should be.
So it's just to the south of the High Forest, somewhere on the path east of Loudwater, for those of you looking at the map.
So now that we've gotten that information, I look at him and go, kill dragons?
Not yet, Thakjima. This quest is to allow us the opportunity to actually call people to our aid when it comes time to fight the dragons at the Well of Dragons.
Kill dragons helpers, yes?
Definitely. The cult has taken over Xonthal's Tower.
Alright, I'm walking out the door.
Anything else we need to know?
Yeah, we'll catch up with him.
JD, make an intelligence check for me.
14.
14. So you've heard, as a member of the Emerald Enclave, you've sort of heard of Thakjima. You didn't know that was his name, and you've never met him before, but you've heard stories of this lizard folk who is a member of the Emerald Enclave, and his sort of
Unconventional
and uncharismatic, yet somehow endearing way of going about things. Thakjima doesn't mince words. He barely uses them.
Why use many word when few word do trick?
Exactly.
You're not saving time right now.
What do you want to do with all the time you save? See world. Do you want to see the world, or do you want to go to Sea World? Do you see how this is?
So those of you with a safety on your trigger of a call to arms, what do you want to do?
So I want to see. There's this guy I know. He works at Sacred Waterdeep as a custodian, and he really just is like he doesn't really do a lot of work. He's there just to harass people. And he's so good at it they can't fire him. I want him to. Yeah, I want to make sure that he keeps the other doctors in check.
That sounds a lot like the nemesis I have in my background story.
Yes, I believe his name is the Custodian.
Mine is Jan Etor.
Ah, yeah, same guy.
All right. So Perry, you're able to make that swing by Sacred Waterdeep and check on the janitor. He is in fact harassing people by the time you walk in the door. So it seems as though the hallowed halls of your hospital are safe. So I know you guys don't really have any gold, so there's not really any point in dilly-dallying in Waterdeep unless you have other business you want to attend to, Darius or Albus.
No, I know the question, Corey.
Yeah.
I was trying to figure out, we were talking about the spells last night,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I'm trying to figure out how I get all these other spells, just not prepared spells.
Mm-hmm.
So, looking at the way I wrote my guy up, I don't really get any more spells than what I had down.
What do you mean?
Well, it goes by your intelligence and your level. How many spells you know or something?
So that's how many you have prepared. So for your level 12 and your intelligence, you should have 16 prepared spells. But as a level 12 wizard, and I did the math on it, you should have 28 spells that you know. And basically what happens is that every long rest, you can choose 16 of your 28 spells to be able to cast that day.
Is that including the cantrips?
That does not include cantrips. Cantrips are at-will spells that do not count against that total. Also, spells like Identify don't have to count against your prepared spells if you're willing to cast them as a ritual.
So you're saying I get 22 spells?
No, 28, not including the cantrips. Because you start out with 6 first-level spells, and then every level you gain 2. So that should be 6 plus...
Should be 30 then.
30. Is it 30?
Mm-hmm.
Intelligence
Math's not my strong point.
Plus wizard level. So 12 plus intelligence modifier times...
Well, so you gain 2 for every level after first. So it's 11 levels of gaining wizard spells. Am I right? Or is it 12?
Number of wizard spells is equal to your intelligence modifier plus your level. So every time you go up...
That's prepared spells.
Yeah, the prepared spell, yep.
So, okay, on my character sheet, it's got the next, I wrote down the spell and it's got a little circle.
Yeah.
Do I fill that in? Is that prepared spells? What is that?
Yeah, the circle indicates the spell is prepared.
All right, well, kind of unprepared because I misunderstood how that worked.
Well, you do have... So essentially the number of
spells.
spells you have on your spell sheet is equal to the number of spells you can have prepared. So right now you're actually set for like 1 day or as many days as you want. But if after this session you want to go through the spell book and find more spells, that's obviously absolutely fine. I'm not going to say that you can't fill in your spell book because of an understanding.
Most of the spells that I picked really are from my school of wizardry.
And also too, you don't have to stick to the school of magic that you chose for your spells. Your school of magic pertains to learning spells from scrolls and things like that. But we can go over that a little bit more at the end if you'd like, when I can pull that stuff up and talk through it a little bit more, because my experience with schools of magic is 0, because I chose the war magic for Chester, which is in Xanathar's guide, and that has nothing to do with schools of magic at all, so I don't actually know much about that stuff. But so it's a few days journey from Waterdeep to Xonthal's Tower, the village.
Are we gonna have to attune to our fancy stuff?
If it requires attunement, yeah.
Okay, so we haven't done that already. Okay.
So
Well, I get you would have had it attuned coming in.
That's what I was asking. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I would be waiting for the party outside of the city, a little ways down the road, sitting in a tree, waiting for them to walk by to drop in behind them. Basically, begrudgingly following the slow things.
So, is there anything that you guys would like to say to each other or anything like that? It's going to be based on the distance between Waterdeep and where Xonthal's Tower is. It's going to be close to a 10-day to get there.
Is everybody all right with just being on foot, or do we want to get someone to loan us a wagon and horses?
I mean, I've got enough money where we can rent a vehicle if we need to, and then drive it like we rented it. And if we crash it, I'll just go back there. So you'll never believe what happened. A madman was behind the wheel of another wagon, drove us off the road.
Well, I don't particularly care either way. I just was throwing that out there.
No, we can do that.
Are we on the map yet somewhere?
No, your guys' tokens aren't on the map yet. Once we get, I have all your tokens on another page, and we'll get there soon.
Yep.
I'm gonna be honest here. I'm pretty sure we can expense this, because if we save the world, people will be great for us. And if we don't get there in time and the world dies, I can see how we can expense report this. Let's rent a vehicle.
All right. So you guys, you have a team of horses and a wagon large enough for you guys to be in comfortably. I'm assuming Thakjima probably has no interest in being inside the wagon, but
Fuck no.
He could be on top.
there's a small bundle of sticks stuck to the bottom with some mud and things like that he lays in. Along the way, along that road to Xonthal's castle, or Xonthal's tower, I mean, you guys see, you go through, a couple villages, and you see evidence of what I described during the Council of Waterdeep. You see that there are villages that used to be, small, thriving farm villages along a trade route that are now nothing more than smoldering heaps of slag and stone. You have seen several groups of bandits laying in wait along the trade route. However, the large size of your wagon and the particularly sort of powerful, you guys aren't pushovers. You're level 12 warriors and fighters and casters, so you don't really look like people that should be trifled with. But occasionally along the route, you hear people shout out, times is tough. A few gold wouldn't hurt anybody. But other than that, it's mostly idle threats from from roadside ambushes and things like that.
Oh, I've been shooting animals at stupid long distance the entire time and picking them up and skinning them while we're walking.
So Thakjima has a small collection of furs going. So you guys arrive at the village of Xonthal's Tower, and as you come up to the village, you can see the large tower in the background rising up above a impressively large hedge maze. From what you guys can tell, without being right up next to it, the maze itself, the hedge maze, it looks as though it's been unkept for centuries. But as you get closer to the village of Xonthal's Tower, you see that that sort of outward visage of the maze is how the maze wants you to see it. And as you get closer, you see that the maze is actually very well kept, not by the villagers, but by magic. There is, as you pull into the village, you see, where is that at? A gently curving path leading into the maze from the edge of the village, with a low fence built across the front of it. As you enter town, no one, you don't see anyone wearing cult regalia. Not that you have seen it before, but it's been described to you by the council. You know, it's purple robes. You've been described basically all the telltale signs of cultists. You know, the five-fingered salute representing the five heads of Tiamat. The call sign of shit, what was it? It was something like she will rise, and the callback sign is no, that is the callback, is she will rise. But anyway, so you've been told all these things about the cult, and you don't see any of those people in the village. The tower itself looks not nondescript, but you don't see any signs of cultists milling about. The people in the village seem friendly. They don't appear to, be giving you, except for maybe Thakjima, any sideways glances or anything like that. You guys just appear to be, travelers coming to visit Xonthal's Tower.
I'm gonna kind of smile and wave at the people.
Some of the children definitely start jumping up and down and waving to you and laughing and giggling. Their mothers giving shy little waves and sort of carrying hurrying their children along. But definitely no one is looking at you like you're out of place for being friendly.
Oh dear God, newbie! Can you sit there and go to one place without trying to make a goddamn sissy fit?
Well, look at all the kids. They're happy.
I'm sorry. Could you give me a moment?
A moment.
I'm sorry. Your rationale as to why you did that just absolutely bored me.
I've been watching what JD's been doing, seeing as he's another member of the Emerald Enclave, and try to imitate best I can, but it just comes off as bared teeth.
Go ahead and roll. I want you to roll 2d20 for me, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And then tell me which one, the first or the second one, which is higher.
Okay. The first one is higher.
Okay, so some people actually do notice that what you're doing is a piss poor attempt at waving. There are some people who are intimidated by your actions, but most people do seem to understand that it is meant to be a salutation. All right. So do you guys want to ask around the villagers at all, or you just want to head into the hedge maze?
I don't know. Can this party learn from our last party's mistakes?
I think we should talk to a couple people.
Yeah.
Go ahead, JD. Go get a history for us.
What kind of people are around? Just regular old villagers?
Yeah, there's I mean, are you looking for anything in particular?
I guess not really. If everybody's kind of the same.
Yeah, I mean, it's a village. People are doing their jobs. They're taking care of children, selling wares, tending farms and shops.
Tending bar.
Yes.
So I guess I just want to see if somebody who looks reasonably friendly.
Okay.
And talk to them.
Okay. So a man walks by and you wave to him and he sort of stops and you ask him if you can talk to him really quick. And he's like, well, certainly, Tiny sir. What can I do for you?
Tiny, rude. So we were just wondering about the maze up there. Do you know anything about it?
Well, it's as far as we know, it's pretty dangerous. Few who enter it ever come back out, and the few who have, much worse for wear. Even animals and birds avoid the maze.
Do you actually know anyone who's tried?
Me personally, no.
Have you noticed any people coming and going, or do you see lights up in the tower or anything like that?
You see his eyes kind of light up at the mention of lights in the tower, and he sort of takes a knee to kind of talk to you in more hushed tones. He's like, well, now that you mention it, for almost a year now, we've seen lights through the windows at night and heard unearthly sounds. Some people claim to have seen a blue dragon lingering in the sky above. Me personally, but I can't agree. The tower has been reoccupied. You guys, you're not here to lay waste to the tower or anything like that, are you?
No, we're just travelers. We gather stories from people, and that's really it.
Go ahead and roll a persuasion or deception check, whichever one you want to.
Yes, we're authors. We're a group of authors.
We're just story collectors. 14.
14.
Yeah.
So he kind of breathes a sigh of relief. He's like, "Oh, good. I don't think this village would survive a battle. But yeah, we do. Villagers, we have some theories about what's going on in there. The most popular theories are that Xonthal has returned, or has awakened as a lich, or that one of the genies or elementals that he once imprisoned finally broke free of its restraints, but remains trapped inside the tower."
Ask him if the genie's eccentric, and we'll help you find true love.
I am on a quest for true love. I'm not asking that. Anybody else have questions?
Is there anyone that we could use as a guide?
The guy kind of scrutinizes you and your question for a moment, and he thinks it over, and he's, well, no. Hang on a sec. So the maze is, we don't. So we built that fence over there to keep young children and animals from wandering in. Fear of the maze is hammered into all of the residents of the village from the time we're old enough to appreciate its dangers, and we shun it diligently. I can tell you that
How close are we to this hedge?
maybe a couple 100 feet.
Can Albus wander over there? Because I want to look at it.
Sure. Give me just a second to finish answering Darius's question.
So I guess what I'm really wondering is, of the people who are Xonthal's apprentices or anything like that, there's none of them left that would know ways in or out.
Oh
That's
no,
what
sir.
you-
That they were kicked out centuries ago.
Nobody kept track of the lore of the castle. Someone who I'm trying to think of the name. A person who kept history on it. Accounts from people that worked there. Nothing written down anywhere.
Yeah, no human resources department.
Thinking
Nothing
more
like
like
that.
a historian or something.
Nothing like that I know of, sir. I will say that despite the fact that not a single one of us in the village tends to that hedge maze, it does manage to keep itself well maintained.
My next question is: have there been any recent travelers to this village, stayed around for a little while, kind of an unsavory type?
There were some people maybe around a year ago that went in through the maze and never came back out.
What were they like?
That was quite a while ago. I don't remember anything good or bad about them.
Did they look like me or did they look like him? And I point at Thok.
Neither. All right, Albus, what did you want to try to figure out from looking at the maze?
Try to cut a piece off the hedge. What happens?
Okay.
And that sounds the alarm, TBK.
We all die.
Man, there's only so many sitcom characters. We can't keep killing them all.
Okay, so what are you trying to sort of discern from the piece of hedge that you've trimmed?
Yeah, I wanted to see did it grow back instantly? What happens?
It does not grow back instantly. No, you can see that you cut it off, but you do notice that if you were to, so after that, you walked down to another side and walked back to exactly where you were. You can tell by your footprints in the ground, you can't see any change in the hedge.
Okay. I just wanted to see if we could cut through it if we had to. How sturdy is it?
It looks like it's very sturdy. If you wanted to, if you wanted to try to cut through it, you certainly could. It definitely does not seem as though that's an impossibility.
Could we walk on top of it?
You would have a hard time jumping across the paths.
Well, then we could just go down and then go back up. My point being, instead of navigating the maze, we circumvent and go above it.
It's certainly a possibility.
How long is the maze? Like from on a straight line?
Best you can tell, based on this picture that I'm looking at here, it looks like. Actually, hang on. Let me see if I can.
I mean, I'd probably just be eyeballing this. So
Right. Hang on just a second, though.
yeah.
How many David Bowie's labyrinths would it take for us to get through it?
What did you guys just see when I shared this to you?
Hedge maze, tower, and a dragon on top.
Okay.
Yes.
So that's basically an aerial view of what you can see. The dragon isn't there. Like the dragon is that's artistic. That
Yep.
There's rumors that you've seen that this dragon has been seen but you can sort of see the village on the other side of the hedge maze, and that's roughly as long as the hedge maze is and about what it looks like.
So multiple villages in size.
Yes.
Okay.
But straight line, probably what, 300 yards?
Yeah, something like that.
Okay.
I'll ask him, has anybody ever attempted to create a map of the maze?
Not that I can remember.
Can you remember harder?
Why
No.
is the maze dangerous?
Can you go inside the itty bitty brain you have and think of anybody who's ever tried to do something about what literally goes butt up to your village?
There we go. Ignore him. He's pretty mean.
He really is.
It just means he likes you.
Thok, you were saying something, I thought?
Yeah. Why is the maze dangerous?
I've never been in it. I just know that most people who go back in never come back out. It seems pretty dangerous to me. Animals and birds don't go in it.
You put up
Never a good
fence.
sign.
No animal get in.
The fence is to keep children out.
You said animals.
Thok, children are animals.
It is Thok. It is a low fence though. Like any intrepidous animal could easily jump it.
Has anyone tried to burn their way through?
Most of us just live in the village and don't really worry too much about it. We like the idea of the tower being a safe beacon, sort of. People don't go there because of what might be inside.
Around it.
It's like tourist attractions. The people who live there don't really go and look at them.
Mm-hmm.
Basically. And like I said, it's beaten into fear of the maze is hammered into all of the residents in the village from the time they're old enough to appreciate its dangers. So they don't bother with it. It's like it's like an area that's filled with urban legends and boogeymen and old wives' tales, and it's just not worth it. Especially knowing that most people who go in never come back out, and those who do are much worse for wear.
So someone has come back out.
That's the story, at least.
Well, I love a good mystery. I'll tell you that.
But
Kind
what
of.
I love more than a good mystery is not dying.
What kind of terrain is this?
I suppose what we could do is just go back and say, we didn't find anything. I mean, it's either press forward. They're simple villagers. No offense. But they're not going to know it.
I'm going to be honest, they don't seem smart enough to get offended by that. But we could continue, there's got to be somebody in town who has the information that will point us in the right direction.
Sage you could talk to, perhaps?
Oh, what?
A local sage?
Is there an alderman?
More of the legends that are on in this area better?
A mayor?
I want to start looking around for like a mischievous kid.
Okay, hang on. Thok, what did you said? What kind of terrain is this?
Yeah, there's something I want to do. I just want to know what my range will be on it.
It's like a sort of a plains area. The area around the village is mostly farmland.
Okay, then I'm only good up to a mile.
Can you fly?
No, I have primeval awareness. I can, within a mile, sense whether any aberrations, celestials, dragons, elementals, fae, fiends, or undead are present within a mile.
But let me. Are you dragonborn?
Lizard.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's reptile-born.
So if you were one of the dragonborn, you could fly above while we walk through and guide us the right way. But that's obviously not going to happen. What if I polymorphed you into something?
No. Thok is lizard man. Doc, stay, lizard man.
Anyone else?
I just look very scared.
Did you want
Like
to
that.
use your primeval awareness?
Yeah.
Looking at what is in there, you don't sense anything.
Okay.
There at least isn't a dragon nearby that you can sense.
What about, because it's any aberrations,
Right.
celestial?
Right. I'm saying, like, out of that list, there's no aberrations, celestials, and the you can't sense their direction or number anyway. But if you could, I would tell you that the tower sort of feels like a black spot in your awareness. Like you can't. It's like a blank space.
Okay.
So by asking around, sort of getting at what you're getting at, Perry, anyone of any age, the only extra information that you can guess is that the tower and the maze itself are brilliantly protected, or are crafted by brilliantly crafted wishes cast by Xonthal. The tower is impervious to all scrying and divination, and invulnerable against all forms of attack and alteration.
Wow, you cast that many wish spells? That is one powerful mage.
He is, as you recalled from your history check, quite the extraordinary wizard. What are you trying to find out from a?
Let's go someplace else.
What are you trying to figure out from a mischievous child, JD?
The kind of kid that sneaks in.
Yeah, walking
I wanna
around,
see
you can see all range of children from I obey my mommy to I'm a teenager and I do what I want.
Yeah.
To you're not my real dad.
Yeah, I want to find like the kid that doesn't follow the rules, that maybe sneaks into the hedge at nights.
The loose cannon
Drink-
kid that
drink
doesn't play
his
by
dad's
any rules
mead.
but his own.
So, in the interest of brevity, you ask around, and anyone who was stupid enough to try it
Didn't come
didn't
back.
So little Tommy, he went in there a couple months ago. I haven't seen him since.
Okay.
Yeah, it's because you could be in the center having a good time.
Yeah, maybe he didn't.
It's obvious we have no choice but to continue on.
I really don't see another option.
I say eagle, and I turn into a giant.
Do you really do that?
Yeah, I'm gonna get the lay of the land.
Okay. Let me find the thing I was looking for about what the maze looks like from above.
I'm going to be honest. This bitch just keeps on giving.
So JD, seen from above, the maze appears to be an overgrown, tangled mess with no discernible paths longer than a dozen yards. It looks exactly what it is. A hedge maze left untended for more than a century, grown into a nearly solid mass of hedge and thorn. Again, though seen from ground level, the maze appears to be a pleasant hedge-ringed garden with no resemblance to a maze at all.
Can he fly over it?
So I'm
You
not
can't-
seeing. Am I seeing any movement down there? Or no.
No.
Okay.
What if he flew over to this area? Will it let
To the
you?
tower?
Yeah.
I don't want to do that by myself.
Can I go up to the maze itself? And
Uh-huh.
I don't want to touch it. I just want to
Touch
inspect
it.
it because everything here kind of reeks of illusion magic to me.
You touch it, and it is in fact hedge.
Well, damn.
That was perfect.
Gaining nothing more, I'm gonna fly back down.
Okay. Are you maintaining your eagle form? I know you just consumed a wild shape for that.
Just momentarily. Yeah. Until we decide to do something else, I'm going to stay an eagle.
Okay.
I'm going to assume that casting Dispel Magic would not work against something of this magnitude with this much powerful magic.
Based on your understanding of the arcane, that is absolutely correct.
Yeah, but what if he cast it twice?
What if I used a different spell slot for it?
You would need to, in order to do anything, you would need to use another wish spell, which is a 9th level spell. And you would probably need to nail that wording pretty close to affect what's going on here.
I wish I had a clue.
So while they've been doing their
A giant arrow
mystery.
forms in the air pointing towards the hedge maze. There's your sign. What's up, Takjima?
So while they've been doing their goofy shit and talking to people, I've been cutting pieces off the hedge and working on getting myself camouflaged to look like the hedge.
Okay.
And the entire time, I just kind of cross my arms and I'm staring at this because I'm interested in the show.
Make a survival check for me.
Okay. Well, it's part of my hide in plain sight.
Okay, I just want to see how good you do.
Okay. I rolled a 4.
So upon scrutiny, it looks terrible, but Thog, you know it's going to get the job done anyway.
Okay, so I'm gonna press myself up against the hedge and then see how well I disappear.
Do I lose sight of him?
But Perry, you're like, where the fuck did that lizard just go? Did he seriously walk out on us again?
Because after using that, it's if I press myself up against a solid surface, I gain a +10 bonus to stealth checks as long as I remain there without moving.
Yep.
And I have a +8 to stealth naturally.
And my passive perception is 15.
Yeah, no, he's gone.
Oh dear
How
God.
do you do your passive perception?
It's 10 plus your perception score.
Oh, so it's 13 then. So what does that do exactly?
So basically, like, passive scores are like things that you would notice when you're not looking for them. You know, so like if you were a person who isn't a very situationally aware person, for instance, your passive perception would be low, and you would miss a lot of things that happen without you actually looking for them.
So like if you were asleep and someone's trying to sneak by you, your passive score is what your ability to detect things are. It's how jumpy you are.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Thanks.
So you guys heading down the path for the maze, or
Hey, JD.
I look at him.
Is he back in normal form?
Not yet.
he's still an eagle. He stated earlier that he's going to stay in eagle form until you guys decide to do something different.
I was wondering if he could speak with plants.
No, we killed the guy that could do that.
I believe no. Wait, I can't say that. I just continue to stare at him
Do you tilt your head to the side a little bit?
and look up.
That's what I get for talking to a feather brain.
All right. There's something that I really want to do. So I'm going to take one step into the maze, wait a second, and just come on out. Arms crossed again. It's like, well, that wasn't dangerous at all. Everyone, your hero has returned. Walk right back into the maze.
As he goes to walk back in, I'll pop off the hedge again so I'm visible.
Holy shit!
Just out of curiosity.
Yeah.
And I know I'm not per se the choice. Who is the team leader here?
know that
Obviously
it's
it's JD.
I don't think that's really been established
It's
yet.
been established, yeah.
Right now, you guys are 5 strangers wandering on the same mission.
So,
Well, 3 strangers and 2 coworkers.
Does there actually need to be? Does there need to be a leader there? You bastard, you.
Well, Well, so far for the past half hour, we stood in front of a fucking hedge and haven't done anything.
And it didn't
Lots of villagers.
That's called intelligence gathering.
That's what we
talked to
didn't do
villagers.
last time.
Yeah.
Let's move forward one way or the other.
Speaking fully out of character, the last time we sat there and brazenly rushed into something, we all died.
Well, rolling didn't help on a lot of us, and fighting a dragon among us. Look, that
No,
was
no.
me.
I don't care how you sit there and try to break this down. We fought an entire dungeon at once. We can't do that.
And the information we've been given already says that they have spotted a dragon hero. At least they believe so.
Yeah. Like, we are not gods. As much as we want to believe it, we are not God.
Yeah, but we've already found out everything we possibly can with the villagers.
Okay.
We found out we can't fly over it,
Mhm.
per se.
Yeah.
At least
We
altogether.
imagine we're incredibly strong. We have to go through it and brave whatever perils are there and just press on.
Yeah, and that's what
I
we're doing.
agree with you on that because we were looking for ways around it and we couldn't find it. If they just sat there and said, oh, by the way, there's an employee entrance. Stupid.
Well,
But-
is there?
All right, another half hour. Let's go look for an employee entrance.
Yeah.
4 days go by as you go around the entire hedge maze. And no other entrance.
But
Oh, wait, I got a perception roll.
You want to spend 4 days going around the entire Xonthal Tower hedge maze? It's a huge
Spend
maze.
6 months
4
digging a
days,
tunnel.
I'm living longer.
but pass without a trace. I'm going into the hedge.
You're cutting through the hedge.
I'm not a cut through type.
Yeah, let's enter in. Now,
Okay.
now that I feel confident with the intelligence we have, this is
The only way.
this is the wisest decision for right now.
But right as we
It's the
go
only
to
Who's token? Oh, never mind. Okay.
right as we go to enter, I am casting pass without a trace though.
I was going to
Okay.
do that if you didn't.
All right.
Both do it, so you
all-
get plus 20.
Who all is attempting to go stealthily into the maze?
Meh.
Me.
Oh, I am, definitely.
Okay. Darius, Perry, do you care about being stealthy?
I'm not going to get in the way of the rest of the group, so I will attempt to with my disadvantage roll.
How about you, Darius? You care about going in stealthily?
For as stealthily as I can be.
Okay. I'm gonna slide us over to the page for the maze. You guys will be up in the top left corner of the map, along that pathway at the bottom. I would like for you to arrange yourselves in your marching order, and we'll go from there. And then everyone roll stealth while I run to the bathroom.
Which way is in?
South, I believe.
Okay.
What are we looking at, everybody, for perception here?
Perception?
Yeah.
I'm
You said,
okay.
roll stealth.
So how many cast or pass without a trace were cast?
1.
1.
1? Okay.
Can they stack?
I don't know.
I'd say.
have never casted that spell.
Because that could be game breaky, right?
Yeah, because then it would be
Plus
pretty much
20.
2
Yeah.
auras over each other, so I think they would cancel. I think it'd fall in the same lines as 2 sentinels.
Yeah. It would just be a waste of a
Yeah.
thing. Unless you go in 2 groups.
I honestly do not know. And because I don't know, I'm not going to say, make a ruling.
I got a
Hey,
7.
Mike Merles, if for some reason that you are sitting there and watching this, one is enjoy your day off. 2, what's the answer to that?
So my passive perception is a 17.
Mine is 15. Albus is 13.
15.
I get a +7 to perception. So anybody got higher than that?
I have a
I'm
plus
plus 5.
5. We're
All right,
doctors, damn it. Not Waldo finders.
Mine's a
How did-
12.
12. Okay.
I'll take point then and have an arrow readied.
I'll be right like lockstep with Thok.
Okay.
Should have put yourself there.
Well, I don't know which way forward is.
Yeah.
Forward is towards the yellow circle.
I just have a,
Yep. So there we
I
go.
just have a black
Okay.
screen.
And I'm following Perry.
You gotta scroll up and to the left, top left corner.
And then I got a 13 on my disadvantage stealth roll.
I saw
Rolled a
that. So
6 and a 3.
You had a 13. Darius had a 12.
On stealth,
Yeah.
Yeah.
22 with
Fuck.
the bonus.
I gotta do math. 26. No, 24.
Albus, what was your stealth roll with the plus 10 from Fox Path Without a Trace?
Oh, I'm sorry. I got a 15 instead. I forgot. I can actually do a little bit of stealthing.
So we have our own modifier plus a 10.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, 30.
Damn.
Nice.
Who's all encompassed with the pass without trace? Is the whole group?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just stay
It's-
reasonably close to the Thok.
Yeah.
What's the range
you-
on that again, Doc?
30 foot. I got it.
30 feet in any direction of Thokjima.
There you go.
What does that give? What is it?
It gives you a plus 10 on stealth checks.
You got?
So forward we go.
Yeah. Surprisingly, the clanking I'm doing is not as loud as I thought it would be.
Okay,
I'm securing your armor whenever it rattles.
Get your
collectively,
hands off me, newbie.
collectively, you guys move in very quietly. So, as you walk along the entrance path into the maze, it takes a little bit, maybe 1 minute of walking, and you come into this area here. You've entered an intersection where 8 paths converge symmetrically. You can see Xonthal's tower dead ahead above the hedge wall, but the way the paths curve, there's no telling which one might lead to it. A sundial stands in the center of the intersection. The shadow from its gnomon pointing straight toward the tower, which is highly odd because the sun isn't behind you. Your own shadow points in the proper direction should you look down at your own feet, but the sundial shadow points ahead.
Now, is that a trap?
We could check for him.
I mean, did someone turn the arrow on the post and now we're going the wrong direction?
I mean, we're.
Would you like to investigate the sundial with the gnomon?
Yeah,
Sure.
I would.
Okay. Go ahead and make an investigation check. Anyone who's checking it out.
I'd like. Yeah. While that's happening, I'll take cast the cantrip light.
Okay.
And I'm gonna have it just. I need to make sure I know exactly how that works. And I'm going to touch the hedge in a different corner and see if that changes where the shadow goes on the sundial.
Okay. So Albus, what is your investigation check?
16.
16. Darius?
I'm actually wondering if I want to use inspiration, because otherwise I got a 6.
Okay. So Darius, to you, it looks like a sundial. Albus, you actually think to put your hand on it a little bit. It feels like normal sundial. As you touch the gnomon, it does not move. So Darius, you can see that your initial trepidation of did someone point it that way is unfounded. Perry, as you put your light spell on a different part of the hedge, your shadow on the ground changes. You see the shadows a little bit of your party members shift slightly. but the shadow of the Namen continues to point forward.
All right, and then I undo the light,
Mhm.
and then I cast it in a different one just to confirm exactly what I'm seeing.
Same thing happens.
Sweet deal. I let that one go.
Well, okay, I would also like to check if that sundial can be moved, like maybe there's a passage underneath it.
Okay. So with the investigation check that you made, it does not appear, looking at the ground around it, that it has been moved. The sundial itself is quite large and stone. So you yourself, as a wizard, what's your strength score?
13.
13. I mean, you know that you could probably try to move it if you tried real hard. But
I don't find any like secret things that would make it slide. I don't notice any like wear marks where it might have moved.
right, there are no marks on the ground that indicate that it has been moved, at least recently. And you see no mechanisms that appear to allow it to move with some sort of mechanical advantage.
So
Yeah.
I understand that the device is, not going to move. It's not been set a certain way. What I was wondering, it was misdirection, was which way the shadow was going.
Oh, sorry, the shadow is pointing this direction, to the north, straight north.
Right, I get that. If it's opposite of what natural sunlight should be doing on that, then that's what I'm wondering, why, if it might be a trick.
Oh, gotcha. Well, you saw through Perry's use of the light spell that it does not appear that the source of the light affects which direction the shadow points. The shadow is pointing unfailingly to the north.
So no matter what we do, we could put our hands in front of it or on the side, and our shadows would have no effect on the shadow on the sundial.
I mean, if you cast a shadow over the sundial, you can't see the shadow anymore, just because the whole sundial is in shadow then.
Right. I understand physics. I get it.
What if that's kind of a marker for us? Is that the direction we're supposed to be going? Because otherwise we've got no clue on what the other 7 directions could do. Well,
we
the other
came
6.
from one of them.
Yeah, the other 6.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. It almost seems like it's obviously trying to mislead us. Maybe I'm just being paranoid.
I got an idea. And I go into the hedge and I break a stick off.
Okay.
And then I hand it over to JD. And I go, JD, your job is to drag the stick on the ground and make sure there's a path back we can follow.
Okay.
Oh, shit, he's still a bird.
Are you still a bird, JD?
At the moment.
Okay. I mean, an eagle can definitely carry a stick and drag it on the ground.
I put it in my mouth.
You have these things called talons, right?
How's he gonna walk it?
Bird hands. All right. So, which direction are you guys going?
This is where the shadow's going, right? This way?
Yeah.
Yes.
So I think north is the only. We have to sit there and see if that's a clue.
Well, that's the only one we have any information about. Wait, I can't talk.
Oh, it's the best time of day is when you're an eagle.
All right. Well,
There's our line in the ground.
Okay. So, you guys head through that northern section, and after 2 minutes of walking, you arrive in another area that is identical to the one you're in now. However, the Namen is casting 2 shadows this time. One points to the path leading out of this area to the north, and one points to the path leading out of this area to the east.
So it's identical, it's just the sundial has changed. There's one pointing we just came from and one pointing towards our 3 o'clock.
So the one single Namen of the sundial is casting 2 shadows, one due north, one to the east. The marking on the ground from the stick is not there. The curving of the path, you can't see if it goes very far behind you.
Like if I turn around, is the marking still there?
For about 15 feet before you lose it in the curve of the maze.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
I'm confused, so I'm going to become a halfling again.
So my main question is, if we turned around and went back, is that path still marked?
Are you going to try that?
Can we
Yes.
see behind us?
After 15, so after you go around the curve 15 feet, you don't see the marking anymore. As you go back to where you came from, because after you go 15 feet out of the way you came, you come back into this area and everyone is still here.
Oh, damn. All right, guys. I'm beginning to understand why no one's come out of this.
So
You just have to be smarter than the maze, Barry.
I'm between splitting the distance
Corey
and
cut
taking
out
the
on me.
east.
What did you find out?
So Albus, they found out that when he goes 15 feet away and it follows the curve of the maze, the marking was gone. And then when he came back the 15 feet, he came back to the same area where everybody was. So it looks like the mark on the ground disappeared.
We're in a magical Etch-a-Sketch right now. Is every time we sit there and walk 15 feet, the world just goes.
What if we follow the path, one of us, if he appears with all of us again, one of us go back the way we came, just straight back. All we did was go north, right?
Yeah.
And if he goes all the way back, follows the path all the way back to that first sundial, find out if it's the same sundial, and he pops back to us, or it's a different sundial. You know
Then
what I'm
we
saying?
just lost a party member.
I would not want to sit there and send somebody on their own.
Bad idea. I want to talk to the sundial.
Okay, hang on. Albus, are you going to do it? Albus?
Well, now I will to find out so we can have some educated guesses now which way to go, or if in fact we're just being looped.
Okay. So
If we're being looped, I'll appear right back here again. If we're not being looped, then I just walk my way back. It wasn't that far.
okay, so Albus, you head down again through the path to the south where you guys came in at. After 2 minutes of walking continuously south, you find yourself walking northways into the exact same area these guys are in right now.
Right. Now we learned something. And learning is always fun.
Knowledge is power.
So, did anybody else notice that as we sat there and got through the one shadow sundial, it grew into two? What if that's a key to unlocking this place? We have to sit there and walk through this maze, wherever the new shadow point, and see if that grows it.
That's worth trying.
Yeah.
All right, east it is then.
Let's go east to east.
Because it sounds like we have to either go forward or starve.
East.
I don't know about you, awesome mystery.
So you guys are going down the path to the east?
Mm-hmm.
Where the new shadow has presented.
Okay. All right. So, actually, I can just do this. And move you guys here because you are moving into a different area.
Ooh.
And I gotta zoom out and reveal this here.
Progress. We're one step closer to our doom.
We didn't go that
So,
far.
filling the center of this 80-foot square courtyard is a circular pool of water 60 feet across. The water is dark and murky, reducing visibility to about 1 foot. A garnet gemstone hovers 1 foot above the center of the pool. Another path leaves the area through the hedge wall on the far side of the pool, directly opposite of where you entered.
I want to shoot the gemstone, but I don't know if I should.
Well, I have an idea. No, I don't. I was gonna sit there and stand on the other side, and you try to shoot it towards me. What's holding the gemstone up? Is there something that you can see that is propping it up, or is it just levitating because it's magic and gonna kill us?
It is hovering.
I'm gonna do an Arcana check on it.
Okay. Go ahead and roll an Arcana check. What are you trying to discern?
What kind of magic property it is? What maybe its purpose? If I see some inscriptions I could read.
Okay. So go ahead and make your Arcana check.
Ooh, a natural 20.
So
Plus 4.
if you had a Geiger counter that was attuned to magic, it would be going fucking nuts. But the problem is there's a lot of interference because this maze is also magic as fuck. You don't see any arcane sigils or markings on the gemstone itself. It is about 30 feet into a pool of water. So if they are on there, they may be small. As far as detecting any specific spells or anything like that, that would require the use of the detect magic spell.
I'm leaving the gemstone alone. I just remembered something.
What do we know?
We were told, prior that this dude was known for elementals and genies. So, gut is telling me this might be a prison for an elemental.
It's possible. Guardian.
But what if we free it and make it our friend?
What if we free it and it
Harry
kills
wants
us all?
friend.
That is also a possibility.
So what are we doing, guys?
Staring at this thing, trying to determine what it is.
Moving stealthily around the other side.
Okay. Darius, Albus. What's that, Albus?
Who went on the other side?
That's Perry.
Intentionally avoiding said pool of water.
I'm following Fock.
His name sounds like fuck.
Albus, okay, so you guys are heading out through the other way?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
Keeping
you
an eye
guys,
for traps or anything while we move.
you guys, you walk, you see the path curves away, again, 15 feet. You are in what appears to be a cylindrical maze, so you can only see about 15 feet ahead at a time anyway. After 1 minute of walking, you guys walk into an area that seems exactly the same as the one you just left. An 80-foot square courtyard with a 60-foot pool of water. In the center hovers a garnet gemstone.
Yeah, so
We don't have a choice. Let's break it.
hold up.
Is this the thing where you
I don't-
have to drink all the water?
Yes, that's exactly it. Drink the murky, stagnant water. That's going to work out well for you. My God, you're a doctor. And I just take my hand, and with one finger, I just tap the surface of the water. See what happens.
You see some ripples spread out from your finger.
Okay. After testing the water, it's not going to kill you instantly. That's what I proved. It's not going to kill you instantly. Thok, I think you might have the next best idea.
All right, so shoot the gemstone with an arrow, I guess.
Okay. Go ahead and roll to attack.
That's a 13.
13. Unfortunately, the gemstone being as small as it is and the distance as it hovers, you do miss.
Does anyone else have any rope?
I have rope.
What?
I also
Do
have
you
rope.
want to? So I only have 50 feet. Do you want to tie some rope together, and then we can kind of string it across and like jump rope it at the gemstone?
Well, I can take a second shot at it and see if that'll hit it.
Or
Yeah, that seems like the more elegant solution, newbie.
I'm not going for elegant. I'm going for effect.
We need a lot of Q-tips.
I'll take a second shot at it before we do
Okay.
tightrope antics.
Well, I'm giving him a jar of cotton balls and a tongue depressor.
That's a 15.
15.
Yep.
Okay, so your arrow hits the gemstone. It does not pierce the gemstone. So it hits the gemstone. You see the arrow. The arrow hits the gemstone sort of under center, and then hits the water after that. The gemstone kind of goes up further into the air and away, opposite of the direction the arrow went, and then slowly comes back to where it was, hovering a foot above the water in the pool.
Can I use thaumaturgy in order to make my voice boom? So it sounds 3 times louder, but trying to use those sound waves to push the gemstone and see what happens?
Sure.
Then I do so.
Nothing happens. You shout very loudly at a gemstone hovering above a pool of water.
What are you?
And with that, it's a Gibbs head slap to the back of his head.
Not cool.
And I just hold a finger up and go, shh.
I'm gonna let you know. I'm giving you that free one. But should you hit me again, I will let you know that I will enter a white hot rage, lose the ability to see, and when I regain it, who knows what's gonna happen to you.
Albus, you were about to ask a question?
Who?
Yeah, it sounded like you were starting to say something.
Yeah, you keep cutting out, but what does anybody want to go back to see if that sundial got to a different position?
Yeah, let's give it a shot.
Okay, so as you guys turn around and leave the area with the pool, you walk for approximately 3 minutes. And instead of arriving at the sundial like you thought you would, you walk into an 80-foot square courtyard with a 60-foot pool of water and the gemstone hovering 1 foot above it in the middle.
All right.
How far is that gem above the water?
How far what?
How high is the gem above the water?
About a foot.
Does
Okay.
anybody know how deep the water truly goes?
We could string the rope across, and somebody climbs across the rope.
And puts the gemstone in the water. Let's do it.
And puts the lotion on the skin.
Yeah.
Alright. I'll give JD my rope.
Okay. So
Tie
JD,
it
go ahead and
together.
make a sleight of hand check for me.
Okay. Sleight of hand. 14.
Actually, sorry. Yeah, sleight of hand. So a 14.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, how are you going to fasten the rope so that you can walk across it?
I don't.
I just want to tie like the best knot I know how to make, and then hand the two ends to the two strongest people, which I'm guessing are Darius and Perry.
Yeah, probably.
And
And then
then
we're gonna try to sit there and twirl around until we eventually hit the.
no.
No,
You're gonna hold it
are,
across.
you guys are holding
Oh.
the slack line now.
You're gonna hold it
Oh.
across, and since I'm the lightest, I'm gonna walk across or kind of crawl across it.
Well, let's do 2 on each side.
Yep. All right.
2 on each side.
I'll go on the far side to counteract Darius's strength.
I'll go on this side, I guess.
All right. So
And I'm just gonna grumble. I should have stayed an eagle.
all right. Albus, are you going to go on the other side with Perry to hold the rope with him?
I'm sorry, what?
So 2 50-foot lengths of hempen rope have been tied together to form a slack line that Darius and Thok are going to hold on to on the west side of the pool, and Perry and potentially you are going to hold on to on the east side of the pool. And the halfling JD is going to try to walk across the slack line to grab the gem.
I was going to see if I can cast a ray of frost on the pond and freeze it over and just walk on it to the ice. But you guys want to try that?
Well, why don't you do that where we're doing this, and it'll make us look stupid as shit.
Worst case scenario, he falls on ice.
Yeah. We've got 2 doctors here.
But one would be the one dying.
Okay. So
Cast like a pond.
sorry, Albus, what was that?
If I just cast like a ray of frost on this pond, would it serve the desired effect of freezing it over?
You are not sure. You haven't had to try that yet.
Well, I'm going to cast ray of frost on the pond and see what it does.
Okay. I want you to roll to hit. You're not going to miss. This is basically a measure of depth. And then I want you to roll damage.
And then as I'm holding onto the rope, I have a natural 20 on strength plus 3 for athletics. In my head,
Well,
it
I
just
rolled a 19
Okay.
plus. Now, here's what I want to find out. So,
Uh-huh.
I have a spell plus 4 and a plus 8.
Yeah.
Ready? Did you? What? What?
Sorry, can you say that again?
I had a 19.
Okay.
Rolled a 19. I have a
Uh-huh.
spell casting 4 and a spell attack bonus of plus 8. What are those?
Sorry, what's the plus 4?
Spell casting ability?
Okay, so your spellcasting ability is intelligence. Your spell attack modifier is plus 8. So it's a 19 plus 8.
Okay.
And then what did you
So-
roll for damage?
Well, now I gotta look for. I gotta find out what Ray of Frost does.
I believe that at 12th level, it's going to be 3d8.
yeah, 3d8 cold damage.
Bless you.
Thank you. To be honest, as I'm holding this rope, the Enrique Iglesias song "Hero" plays in my head, kind of like when Cox is trying to dunk and he hurts his back.
Yeah.
And then later in the maze, I'm going to reach for a pen, and the same song will go.
I rolled a 13 damage, but I'm an elemental. It's my specialty.
Mhm.
Does that give me anything?
Hang on, let me look that one back up again. How much damage did you say you rolled?
13.
13. Okay. Okay. All right. So you see about 7 feet ahead of you, the surface of the pond freezes. It's close to the edge of the wall or the ground. It looks to be pretty thick, but after 3 of the 7 feet, it starts to look a little bit thinner.
Okay, so can I get on the ice and cast it continuously? Do that?
Yeah, you can certainly try.
You guys want to do your rope thing? Or you want me to freeze it over?
I'm just gonna start walking over the rope while you're doing.
Okay. So
Here.
Thok and Darius, do you guys want to roll strength checks individually, or would one of you like to lend the help action to the other?
I am not very strong, so.
So you're lending the help action to
Help.
Darius?
Yep.
Okay, so Darius, I want you to roll a strength check with advantage.
27.
27. All right. So the slack line holds well. Now, JD, you need to roll a dexterity, an acrobatics check.
Okay. Ooh, good roll. 20.
20.
Oh.
Okay. So you are able to walk out across the rope in the middle, starts to dip pretty close to touching the water, but it's not quite there yet. As you approach the gemstone, what do you do?
I reach for it.
Okay. So you grab it.
That's the plan.
All right. As you grab the gemstone, you have in your head, in your hand, a garnet gemstone. As you grab the gemstone, you see bubbles from these 4 areas of, come on now, ping, of the pool. And 4 creatures rise up out of the water.
Okay.
And everyone needs to roll initiative.
Oh, so wasted it's 2. Okay.
It's not like your guys' hands are occupied or anything. Come on.
Sorry, Albus, what did you say? You rolled a 20 in what?
Natural 20.
Okay. And then add your initiative bonus to it.
What?
Initiative bonus. Or modifier.
Yeah. Okay, so that's straight. Okay.
Do I have time to notice if I think these things are amphibious? Like, can they come out of the water?
They look like crustaceans.
So I'm not really sure.
Yeah, not really sure. They have.
Do they look like tasty crustacean?
Let's boil them and find out.
So they're large, as in bigger than you, and they have 4 legs, each ending in 2 claws, and their foremost set of legs are giant pincers, and from their mouths are multiple sort of tentacle-like tendrils. So does that mean you need to leave, Jim?
I think so.
How is he allowed to just do that?
I don't know. It's just. All right. Motherfuck.
If it was me, I'd just said fuck it.
I can't really do that at this point. But I have to tell, like, because even though he knows this is his first fuck up, so I have to sit there and, like, the policy is I have to tell him, it's like, hey, you can't get away with this again.
Mm-hmm.
And
So,
tell him you'll
I'm-
be in as soon as you can, and we'll finish this fight.
Yeah, you know what? That's what I'll do.
Okay, I'm confused because everyone just types numbers in the chat. Thokjima, did you roll a 24 for your initiative, or is that a stealth check?
14 for initiative.
Okay.
Yeah. So the 11's the first initiative.
Okay. I don't like this system, guys. I don't know how many times I have to ask you what your initiative was.
Well, you didn't ask yet.
All right.
What would you
So-
like us?
Albus, what was your total initiative roll? 20 plus what?
I just have, I don't,
It's the same as your dexterity modifier.
I don't know what my initiative is. Oh, then it'd be 23.
Okay. Darius and Thok, what are your dex or your initiative modifiers?
Plus
4.
Okay.
So I put a +3 in my.
I got you, Scott. I'm just in the future. I want to go back to the 20 to 25 system
Okay.
that we used to do.
Okay.
Especially because when I'm recording, I do not, and I'm not recording this time, but most of the time I do not have the chat window open because when I'm recording, I want to have the entire screen that's being recorded being the map.
Gotcha.
All right. So up first will be Albus.
Trying to find what they're doing. Did you hear me?
No, what did you say?
What are they doing? Are they attacking or are they just surfacing?
Well, you went first, so you haven't really seen yet.
Look, in the hospital, I don't know any crabs that have been.
I mean, we rolled initiative, so it's probably kill.
All right. I guess I'll cast.
Okay. Against which one? Okay. Go ahead and roll to attack.
Four.
24 will hit. Yeah, that'll hit, Albus.
I have 11. Do I get this +8 for that damage too?
No. So spells are just
Just the dice listed.
Just the dice, yeah.
Okay.
So you said 11.
You get 11 damage. Yeah.
Okay. All right, and then so you can have cast that spell as your bonus action because it was below second level, or you can cast a different spell of up to a second level as a bonus action.
Okay, I'm gonna cast Mage Armor on myself.
Okay. All right, that brings us to JD.
Okay. I am going to use my whatever I call it, ability to teleport hidden paths. So as a bonus action, I'm going to teleport over here.
Ooh, what is that?
It's part of my Circle of Dreams.
Okay, cool. What else are you doing?
And then I'm going to cast hallucinatory terrain and try to make it seem like this pond is covered with a giant rock, basically, and
Okay.
there's big walls around it.
Okay.
So those things think they can't get out.
All right.
Hopefully.
You said hallucinatory terrain?
Yes.
Dang, going with a 4th level spell already, huh?
I've got plans.
Okay, so you're making it look like there's a giant cylindrical stone lid on this pool, right?
Yeah, like it's got big tall rock walls and a lid on it.
Okay.
To them.
Okay. All right. So Darius and Thok, you guys are up, and you cannot see the enemies because there is what looks to be a giant half of a can stone lid on top of this pool.
So it affects us too.
Yeah, you can make an investigation check against JD's spell save in order to disbelieve it.
Investigation, you said?
Yes.
Shit. Now it's only a 7.
All right. How about you, Thok? Mike?
Investigation, you said?
Yes.
That is going to be a total of 20.
Total of 20. So, Thok, you can see that you can now see somewhat transparently through the stone lid to see the monsters underneath. Darius, you cannot yet.
All right.
But if you reach out and touch, so like if during your investigation you reached out and touched the thing, you could tell that it wasn't real. So let's say that as a man of action, your investigation included you touching it, so you can sort of see the enemies inside as well.
All right.
So since both of you are going at the same time, I just need you to decide who's going first.
Darius can go first. His number,
Okay.
his letter comes before mine in the alphabet.
All right.
DM, I do have one question.
Mhm.
Do I need to make an investigation check as well on my turn, or have I worked with JD enough to know this is a trick he can do?
You will. I don't know how much backstory you guys have shared together. How long have you known each other?
We had not talked about that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Then I'll
Then
make
I'm
an
gonna-
investigation check.
Yeah, I'll need you to make that on your turn then.
Cool.
All right, I guess I'm going to, if I can vaguely see this one right here, I will try to cast Firebolt as my bonus action.
Okay.
Wow. So does a 15 hit?
A 15 does not hit. It's close, but it does not hit. You see a small scorch mark and some steam coming off of the crustacean.
All right, then I will move there. I want to stay out of the water.
Okay.
Does that put me within melee range of that one right there?
Yes.
It looks like it does according to the icon.
Yeah.
All right. Then I am going to try to hit him.
Okay.
None of these 20s seem to be doing very well for me today. Oh, that is a nat 20.
All right.
Which actually gives me a 31. But okay, so oh fuck, and then I roll a 1. So that's 2.
Wait, you have Savage Attacker. You get to re-roll.
Oh yeah. Okay. Nice. That's a 6. Thanks.
Mm-hmm.
So that's 12, 19 slashing damage.
All right.
And then extra attack.
Mhm.
Does a 16 hit.
16 just barely hits.
Please roll up again. So that's 11 more slashing.
Okay.
And
Extra attack number 2.
Yeah, I was trying to remember where that was in the D&D Beyond thing.
I mean, if you look under features and traits, and it says extra attack, you can attack 3 times whenever you take the attack action.
Okay.
So you do get 3 attacks.
One more time. And that is a 25
That hits.
for big damage. 15 that time.
All right. That is a very crushed up looking crustacean.
That ends my turn.
Gross crustacean noises as you kill it. Like
Was it just like crab people walk like crabs, talk like people?
No, I imagine the sound that the mud crabs make in Skyrim when you hit them. That weird, like, squealing, alien clicking sort of noise.
Mhm.
All right,
Mhm.
Thok.
All right. So I'll fall back 5, 10, 15, 20, because that'll give me line of sight on both of them. I'm going to help out Darius and Hunter's Mark this one.
Okay.
And I'm going to take 2 shots at him.
All right.
The first one isn't going to hit, because that's a natural 1. Apparently me and crabs don't get along.
New bow, who dis?
And the next one is a total of 20.
Total of 20?
Yep.
That will hit.
Alright, so that should be a D8 and a D6 if I'm not mistaken for the Hunter's Mark. So that is going to be 8 plus an additional 6, so 14 damage.
Okay. All right. Anything else?
Nope, because I
Nope.
used
All right.
Hunter's Mark as a bonus action.
Correct. Parry.
All right. First thing I'm going to do is drop the rope and step on it so we don't lose 100 feet of rope in the water. Then I'm going to sit there and make my investigation check on the walls, see if those are fake or not. And that's a natural 1. So I'm going to hold my shield up and be prepared to protect JD for my turn. And now I have to go to work.
Okay.
Okay.
For the record, if someone wants to Jaeger me, I'll just cast Sacred Flame, +9 to hit, 3d8 damage per hit, and then first and foremost is protecting JD.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
I'll take care of that. All right. Next up is the Chules. This one is going to check the movement. right.
So that didn't work.
Okay. So. All right. We're gonna start with up by Darius. Darius, the Chul is gonna make a pair of pincer attacks against you. All right. One misses. The second one is a 25 to hit.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Okay. So that is gonna be 11 bludgeoning damage. And you are considered grappled. And the Chul is then going to move 5 feet back, which pulls you into the water. And it's going to go 20 feet down. So you are now currently underwater and grappled by the Chul. What is your Constitution modifier?
+8.
+8 to Constitution?
Oh, no, I'm sorry. That's saving throw.
Okay.
+3.
+3. Okay, so you have 4 minutes before you start drowning.
Okay.
Which is a lot of rounds. Let's see, so that's 40 rounds.
But I can still do things.
Correct. But you have 40 rounds before you start to drown. All right. Okay. So, against Albus, another pair of pincer attacks from the other Chul. First one will miss. Second one is a 21 to hit.
I'm trying to figure this out. Hold on a second.
Okay.
Yeah, even with the mage armor, I think my armor class is only 19.
I believe that is correct. All right, so that's going to be 9 bludgeoning damage, and you also are grappled. Whoops. Shit. Okay, so that Chul moved. So you are you're going to be 5 feet underwater. Albus, what is your Constitution modifier?
Modifier is 3.
You have a +3 to Constitution?
Yeah.
Okay, so you also have 4 minutes before you start drowning. All right. 2 attacks against.
Who is this?
Sorry?
Are they like treading water?
No, you're underwater now.
No, I understand that. But in order for them to be above water or on top to attack, that would mean they're treading water?
They were, yeah.
Really big. I don't know.
Okay.
All right. 2 attacks against JD. First one's probably gonna miss with a 12, and the second one is a 24 to hit.
Second one will hit.
Well,
All right.
Isn't freaking Jay's character holding his action to prevent that?
Right, but what's he gonna do?
He said he was gonna hold his shield up and block
Shield.
JD if he got attacked.
I don't know that that's a thing.
I don't
Can
know
do.
either. I'm just saying. That's what he
Said he wanted to
to
try.
do.
I'm pretty sure that at most he can have used it to basically have taken the dodge action for himself.
I don't know. I'm just saying that's what he was trying to do.
Right. I mean, he has an arrow catching shield, so if there was going to have been a physical missile attack, he would have been able to do something about it with his shield. That is potentially what he could have meant. I mean, he didn't see what the things could do before they left. But as far as actual D&D actions go,
Doesn't work that way.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so you said the 24 hits you, right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so that's going to be 8 bludgeoning damage, and you are grappled.
8.
And
Okay.
so you and this one are going to go back to there. So you are in the water, but you are not being dragged under yet.
Cool.
All right. So 2 attacks against Perry with disadvantage. That's going to be a miss and a miss. All right. So Perry is not hit. That brings us back up to the top with Albus. Albus, you are underwater and grappled currently.
So do I get to
You can try to break the grapple. Yeah.
all right.
Need you to make a. It's going to be a athletics or acrobatics check. Your choice.
Neither one of them helped me. Well, acrobatic, no, neither one would help me. Doesn't matter. What do I need to hit? What do I need to make it?
I will tell you if you make it.
18!
18.
Yeah.
All right. You break free of the pincer. You're able to kick out, catch the Chul in the face, and he's like, "Oh, my face," and he lets you go.
They can talk?
So I can understand Jewel now. I'll add that to my languages.
It's more of a body language thing, JD.
So what are my other options now?
You can use your bonus action to cast a spell of up to 2nd level, and you can use your movement speed to get away from the Chul.
Alright. I'm gonna use I'm gonna get out of the water.
If you just try to get out of the water, you will invoke an attack of opportunity by the Chul. It won't get you grappled again, but it will hit you. It will attempt to hit you if you don't attack it before you leave its area of influence.
Okay, then I'm just gonna cast a spell at it. Up to 2nd level, you said?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna. Would hold person work?
Would it?
No.
Let me look.
And for any creature other than humanoid, you need to have hold monster, don't you?
You might be right. I need to look at
Good
what
answer, Darius.
what hold
Excellent.
monster says now. Yeah, hold person. That's what I was looking up at the time. Hold person would not affect this creature.
I didn't think so. I guess I'm gonna cast Ray of Frost.
Okay. Roll with disadvantage because it's a ranged attack and you're in melee range.
Because I'm the elemental adept, I don't get disadvantage.
Okay.
At least I'm pretty sure on that. I'm not positive.
I'll double check while you roll. Yeah, you do, but you ignore resistance for cold damage.
Well, it doesn't matter. I missed horribly.
Okay. Do you still want to try to use your movement to get out of there?
Sure do.
Okay. So it's since you don't have a swim speed, it's considered difficult terrain to get out. So it'll cost you 20 feet of your movement to get to the end of the pool. But you can move. Basically, if you moved in a straight line, you could move to there.
Where? Okay.
And let's see if the thing hits you. No, misses you with its attack of opportunity. All right. JD, you're up.
All right. Can you make melee attacks when you're grappled?
You can.
Okay. So I'm going to cast Primal Savagery and then slash at this guy.
Okay. What does Primal Savagery do?
It makes my teeth or fingernails sharpen, and I can like claw 'em or bite them and make an acid attack, basically.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
So it's a
Yeah, If I'm allowed to say, I love all the new shit that.
What was that? You
Sorry.
love what?
Yeah, you cut out, Darius. You love all the new shit that.
I love all the new stuff that we can do at this level.
No, it's like I'm a
So
whole
it's a-
new character.
25 to hit.
Yep, that'll hit.
And 17. 24 acid damage.
Wow.
Cantrips are great when you get leveled up.
Anything else? So that would have been your bonus action, basically, since it was a cantrip. Anything for your action? You could try to break the grapple, anything like that?
The action was the claw, right? Because Primal Savagery, it's you channel.
Oh,
ready-
okay. Yeah,
ready
yeah,
to
yeah.
deliver
You're
an
right.
attack.
You're right. No, if your action was to make the attack, and your bonus action was to cast the cantrip. Yeah, you're right. Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. So that ends JD's turn. Darius and Thok.
Shall we just continue the same
That was my plan.
turns? Okay. What am I using if I try to break the grapple? Is that an action or is that a movement? What is that?
That is an action to break the grapple. It is a contested athletics or acrobatics check. Or no, not
Okay.
contested. Sorry, this one has a DC. But
So then what I want to do first is cast the cantrip Sword Burst.
okay.
He needs to make a dex saving throw,
Okay.
and he does it with disadvantage because of Eldritch Strike.
Okay. Well, let me tell you, both of those are failures. I'm pretty sure because they don't have a bonus to dexterity, and I rolled an 11.
Okay. So 3d6 force damage then.
Wow.
And I rolled 2 1s. So it's only 6 force damage
Okay.
for that.
And that was a spell that you cast
It was a cantrip.
called what? Blade Boom?
Sword Burst.
Sword Burst. Got it. Okay.
And then I guess I'll try to break grapple.
Okay. Go ahead and make an athletics or acrobatics check.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. All right. You break free of Squid Boy.
All right. And I want to move, if I can, to get out of the water.
So you will be able to breach the surface, but you won't be able to get out of the water because of how far it was able to take you down.
Okay. But I'm
Right, actually, sorry.
no longer underwater. I can breathe again.
Actually, no, sorry. You are just under the surface still because it took you 25 feet under, and your swim speed is 15 feet, so you're about 10 feet under.
Okay.
All right. All right. Thok.
Would I be able to shoot these guys because they're underwater?
So this one back here and that one over there are not underwater.
I'm talking about these 2 close ones. Would I be able to shoot them because they're underwater? 'Cause piercing
no.
doesn't get disadvantage, does it?
So
Or
so
do I
like
have
the
to
way
be
it works for
underwater with
ranged
them?
weapons underwater is that you have disadvantage inside of the normal range, and the extended range automatically misses. So I guess you could roll with disadvantage.
I'm gonna argue with you that because I have sharpshooter as a feat.
Oh, okay. Never mind then.
So would I be able to hit the 2 close ones or no?
Yeah.
Okay. Then I'm gonna do a volley right between these 2 for my first attack.
Okay.
And so I have to roll for each of them. So for the top one, that's a 15.
Misses.
For the bottom one, that's an 18.
Hits.
All right, so that will be a D8. Wow, I'm rolling like crap today. That is going to be 7 damage to the bottom one.
Okay.
I'll do a volley for my second attack as well. Top one is a 25 to hit.
Hits.
Bottom one is a 12.
Misses.
So I'm going to use Giant Slayer for the top one then. Just because raisins. What
Okay.
that does, or Colossus
Yep.
Slayer, I mean.
Extra
is a-
D8 if it's below its maximum. I see.
Yep.
I got you.
So I get the D6 for that, a D8 and a D8. 12. Brain work 16. 18 damage to it.
18 damage to it.
Yes.
All right, that's just enough to kill it.
Okie dokie. And then I'll move my Hunter's Mark to the south one.
Okay.
And that'll do it.
Okay. That brings us to Perry. So, Perry is going to.
What was the spell he said?
He said Sacred Flame.
Yeah.
I don't know if he anticipated
still
them
want that.
dragging people into water.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, here's what he's gonna do. He's gonna cast Sacred Flame on the Chul that has JD and try to. He's gonna make a longsword attack against the one that he's next to in an effort to break out of combat with it to get over to JD. So the Chul needs to make a Dexterity saving throw, which it does not. So that's 3d8 radiant damage. So it's 17 damage against the Chul holding JD. And then he's going to make a longsword attack at the Chul next to him. So that's a 14 to hit, unfortunately, which misses, but he is going to move anyway over to here to try to... so he's going to... so he's going to move over there and he's going to prepare to, on his next turn, lend the help action to JG if he hasn't gotten out of the grip yet. The Chul is going to make an attack at him, and it's going to miss because Jay's armor class is even more ridiculous than Hagrid's was. So that's the end of Perry's turn. The Chul are up. This one down here is going to try to, what's it, 5, 10, 15. He's going to try to grab Albus again. So let's make a dual pincer attack.
Can I dodge?
If you so on your turn you have to take your action to do the dodge action, but you use your action to break the grapple. So both of those are going to hit with a 19 and a 21. So for the first one, it's going to do 10 bludgeoning damage, and the second one will do 9, so a total of 19 bludgeoning damage. And then you are grappled, so it's going to again drag you back towards the water, and it can only move 10. So it gets you into the water with it, but you're not below the surface yet. This Chul is going to dive straight down with you, JD. So you guys are now 30 feet below the water surface.
Okay.
What is your Constitution modifier?
4.
Okay, so you have 5 minutes before you drown. And this one is going to move over here and attempt to grab Perry. Make 2 pincer attacks. One of those will hit for 12 Okay. Sorry, it's bludgeoning damage, and then he's going to move 5, 10, and then 20 feet. No, sorry. It already moved 5. So it's going to move 10 feet underwater with parry. And parry has a +2, so he has 3 minutes before he begins to drown. And he took some damage, but it's not really a big deal for him. All right, Albus, you are up again.
All right, I guess I gotta try to break free.
Yep. I mean, JD thought that he didn't need to, so he's okay.
What?
So Scott's character did not break his grapple. He just decided to attack the creature and hope that he kills it and get out.
Yep.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna try to break the creature's grasp. I can
Okay.
still cast a spell.
Yep. So that's another athletics or acrobatics check.
So, what I didn't add last time is, while I don't have either of those skills, I do have +2 due to my ring and my robe for saving throws.
So it's not a saving throw. It's a skill check. That's why I say acrobatics or athletics instead of strength or dexterity.
So I still just gotta roll.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I mean, you do get your strength or dexterity bonus to those.
Only if I have those skills, right?
No, so if you have proficiency in that skill, you get your strength or dexterity modifier and your proficiency bonus. If you're not proficient in it, you still get your strength or dexterity modifier.
I missed all that. You cut out.
Okay, so when you are proficient in a skill, that means you get to add your proficiency bonus in addition to your ability score bonus.
Oh, okay. So
For all skills that you're not proficient in, you still get to add your ability score bonus.
And you said I do either acrobatics or athletics?
Yes.
Okay, then I had 20.
Okay, you are able to break free of the grapple again.
I'm gonna cast Ray of Frost.
Okay. That is with disadvantage still.
19. Do you guys- Ooh, 11. Seems to be my average. So what bonuses do I get to that?
Your spell attack bonus.
So if I did 11 damage, I get 8 more to it?
Oh, wait. So wait, what did you roll to hit?
A 19. A regular 19.
That was with disadvantage?
I thought I didn't... Oh, okay, so I gotta roll again?
Yeah. Also, I will say this, you have Shocking Grasp as one of your cantrips, and that is
I
a
thought
touch
about
spell.
that, but I'm in the water.
Okay.
I didn't know if you were gonna zap me with it.
No, I'm not a cunt.
Well, too late now, right?
No, I mean, like I said, you didn't roll with disadvantage, so you can roll it back if you want and cast Shocking Grasp instead of Ray of Frost. I just thought to double check it this time on the picture that you sent me, because I thought I remembered seeing that you had Shocking Grasp, but I couldn't remember if that was you or Darius.
Yeah, I do have it. I just didn't want to find out that you also electrocuted yourself and everybody else.
Yeah, no. I think of it like a... I don't know. Actually, I don't know if a taser would shock everything underwater if it was actually making contact with the thing that you're shocking. Sorry?
I'm going to cast Shocking Grasp.
Okay, so that's a straight roll then.
Yeah. I get my spell attack bonus, right?
Mm-hmm.
Dirty 20.
Nope, that definitely hits.
And it's 3 8-siders again.
Yep.
There we go. 13.
All right, 13 damage. Not
I
bad.
don't get any plus damage or anything else?
No pluses.
What's this +4 for spell casting?
So your spell, you wrote that in your spellcasting modifier, which your spellcasting modifier is your intelligence score. So what should be written in that box is intelligence, so you know that's where the bonus is coming from. Your +8 is to hit, but with spellcasting, unless it specifically says in the spell that you add one of your modifiers, you don't add anything to it. The nice thing about spellcasting is your spellcasting modifier is usually high, so you hit, and the damage is always straight. It's kind of a trade-off.
I did 13.
Okay, still not bad. All right.
Can I get out of the water then?
Yeah. So because you're not like out there swimming like you were last time, you'll be able to use your full movement speed.
Okay.
All right. JD, you're up.
All right. Can't do what I wanted to do because Perry's down here.
Makes you feel any better. Well, actually, no. Wait, you're like 30 feet down now, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Perry's about 10 feet above you underwater.
10 feet?
Okay. About, yeah.
Then I'm gonna cast Thunderwave.
Okay.
So, Constitution saving throw.
Okay. All right. That is a 14.
He does not pass.
Okay.
That's 8 thunder damage.
Okay.
And he's knocked back 10 feet.
All right.
And I'm hoping that can break the grapple.
It doesn't.
Okay.
Sorry.
Well, I tried.
It was a smart idea.
Then my bonus action. Can I poison spray underwater?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to do that. So that's another Constitution save.
It is immune to poison.
Great. Now I know.
But you learned that.
Yep.
All
I'm
right.
gonna blame the water though.
Sure. All right. Darius and Thok. Darius, you are still 10 feet below the surface.
Right. So even though I'm pretty sure that I'm not close to drowning yet, I still want to get to the surface and take some breaths. And if I decide to try and dive in and go down after JD, how is my movement affected?
So it's still underwater, so it would still be difficult terrain. So because you're 10 feet underwater, it'll take you 20 feet to get to the surface. So you would get to be 5 feet underwater on your way towards JD, who is 30 feet down.
All right, so I want to just get out of the water first.
Okay. So you would have 5 feet of movement left.
Right. Is this one here above the water or underwater?
Above.
All right, so I'm going to move my remaining 5 feet
Okay.
towards JD and Perry.
Mhm.
And I want to use the cantrip of Fireball against that other, what'd you call these things?
Chul.
Chul.
So like baby Cthulhu.
Actually, they look like crayfish to me, but it's okay. All right, ranged attack. Ouch. I don't think an 11 is going to make it.
No, an 11 will miss.
Okay.
0 for 2 on burning Chul.
Yeah, right. I can't take any kind of dash or anything like that, right? Because I've already used my movement.
You can use your action to dash, yeah.
Okay.
Because the spell would have been a bonus action then.
30, 45. All right, then I'm going to use 50 of that dash speed.
Well, so if you dash, you get to move your movement speed again. So you would get to move 30 feet on a dash. So like if you move and dash, that's 60 feet, right? But if you dash, it just adds your movement speed again, basically.
Oh, okay. Okay. 30. All right, that puts me here.
Okay.
As I'm trying to still circle around the pool towards Perry.
Yeah. Okay. Thok.
Alrighty. I'm gonna, I guess, go after the one I have hunters marked with both attacks.
Okay. Are you also using Colossus Slayer?
Yeah, I'll use it for the first one.
Okay.
And just for shits and giggles, let's use the sharpshooter deal where I take a -5 to hit and see if I can actually hit something. So that is a 22 -5, so that should be what, 17?
Yep, and that hits.
Okay. So default 10 damage.
Plus 2d8 and 1d6.
Yeah. So that's 3. So 9. So 19. Ah, crap. Dropping dice everywhere. 19 should be 27 and 28 damage.
All right. Nice job.
Second attack.
Okay. Are you using sharpshooter again?
Yeah.
Okay.
23 -5,
Yep.
so yeah.
17.
And that's just a D8 and a D6. So that is 9, 11 more damage.
11 with the plus 10?
Oh, no. So 21.
21.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Cool. Anything else?
Nope. I'm
Nope.
not going to try biting it.
Okay. Perry is going to make a. Yeah, he's going to make a longsword attack against the Chul that is holding him. But he misses again. Damn, I'm rolling. Actually, sorry. That was not the right dice I use when I'm Jaegering players. That will hit with a 28. Got to give everyone the same fairness. I don't use my purple dice when I'm rolling for players. All right. So that is D8 plus 6. Ooh, nice. Full damage. 14 damage against the Chul. Says, take that, you heathen. And then he's going to do another. Sacred Flame on the Chul that's holding JD. So that Chul needs to roll a dexterity saving throw. Fails, so that's another 3d8, was it?
For Sacred Flame?
Yeah.
That's what he said.
Yep, 3d8. All right. That's 10. 10 radiant damage against the Chul holding JD. All right. Looking pretty rough. The Chuls are up. This one's going to climb back up out of the water. 30 to move right there. It's going to make a pincer attack against Thok and Albus. Thok towards you is a 16. Thokjima, does a 16 hit you?
No, it doesn't. I have a 17
Oh, it
armor class.
Okay, then it misses with both attacks because the other one was a 1. The other two Chuls, this one is going to go 20 feet down, and you will reach the bottom of the pool, JD.
Woo!
And it's going to use its attack to hit you with one of its tentacles. So I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. Come on. Yeah. Dice rolled onto the ground, and that was a good thing. 17.
17. All right, you succeed in that. It's going to hit you with its tentacle or with its pincer that it doesn't have you with. So that's going to be an 18 to hit.
I am safe.
Okay. All right. So then the other Chul that has parry is going to go 30 feet down, putting them at 40 feet down to 50 foot. Now that you guys know that well, and is going to make a tentacle attack against Perry. So Perry needs to make a Constitution saving throw. He rolled a 11. Yeah. Okay. So he got an 11. So Perry is now paralyzed for 1 minute. And so I believe that means that it has advantage on its attacks against him down there. Yes, and any attack that hits him is a critical. So it's going to hit it with its other pincer. That's going to be a 20 to hit, which misses. So yeah, that brings us to Albus.
Going to attack it. The Ray of Frost.
Okay. You want to use a ray of... It's within melee range again, so it'll be with disadvantage.
All right, the shocking grasp.
Okay.
19 natural.
That will hit. Oh, another 13.
Yep.
All right, and then as your so you can cast another spell on your turn. That can have been your bonus action, or you can cast. So basically, as a bonus action, you can cast a spell up to 2nd level, and as your action, you can cast whatever the fuck you want.
So I'm just gonna do shock and grasp again then.
So the only caveat is it does have to be a different spell. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Okay, if I do firebolt, is that?
That's with disadvantage too. Yeah.
All right, let's do it.
Okay.
That did not. That's another Jesus Christ! I rolled 2 3s.
So that will unfortunately miss with your bonus.
Yeah. So now can I run?
Yeah. All right. JD, you're up.
I'm going to do Primal Savagery and slash him again.
Okay.
So it'll be a 20 to hit.
That will hit.
Not rolling as good on the damage. 12 acid damage.
All right. And that's it for your turn, correct?
Yep.
All right. Darius and Thok.
All right. Both of those guys are really far down in that water.
Yeah, you actually can't see them. I mean, you know they went down there, but you can't see them.
Right.
Can you swim?
Well, of course I can, but
He doesn't do it any better than any of the rest of you.
I'm still going to need 4 rounds to get down to you, which I'm going to try, obviously, but...
Won't he sink because he's in armor?
Physics.
Like Link with the iron boots?
Let's not get crazy here. I mean, we are on the same team, right?
think he was trying to help and hurt at the same time. It's like a neutral.
Yeah. Called ballast, and yeah, I don't really need that right now. All right, so if I dive in the water from here or from here, it'd be about the same distance JD is.
Yeah, it would be 50 feet down and about 15 feet towards the center of the pool. So actually, I mean, it would still be 50 feet because I mean, it's a 5-foot cube, so to go through it diagonally is still 5 feet according to the rules. So it's 50 feet. You'll get there. But if you dash, you get what, 60 feet of movement?
Yes.
So if you take the dash action, you will get to within 20 feet. You'll get to go 30 feet down.
And I'll still be too far away for most. I mean, because we're assuming just most spells work underwater to a certain extent.
Yeah.
Don't use poison spells.
Okay, well, leaves that one out.
Can you boil the water?
You trying to make some shrimp?
All right, so for my main action, then I guess I dive in and get that 30 feet in, away from, or within 30 feet of Perry is.
Yep. JD.
JD, yeah. And then I want to attempt to cast Witch Bolt as my bonus action.
Okay.
So it's a ranged spell attack. Nice. Adjusted 21.
That'll hit.
I guess I'll use it as a second spell.
Okay.
So 2 12s. Jesus Lord. Each of them was a 1.
Unfortunately, you can't reroll those ones with your Savage Attacker.
No, I can't. 2 lightning.
All right. Also, so if you do not use your action or bonus action to make the attack with your Witch Bolt next turn, you will lose it.
Right.
Okay. All right. So then that brings us to Thok.
So I'm trying to decide if I want to make you hate me right now or wait till later.
Why would you think I would hate you?
Oh, because I can play the numbers on this because I have volley and it's creatures within 10 feet. So I can just shoot to the other side of a creature and never shoot with disadvantage.
You will be shooting with disadvantage, unfortunately, because you are firing a ranged weapon when a creature is in melee range.
But I'm not aiming for the creature.
It doesn't matter. You could be standing next to that creature and shoot at Albus. It would still be with disadvantage because the rule states that if you are within melee range of a creature and you make a ranged attack, it is with disadvantage regardless of the target.
Right. All right, I'm
So
gonna.
boom, you still get to hate me,
Nope,
bitch.
I'm
lawyer.
gonna bite him. Nope, I'm gonna use your own stupid rule against you. I'm biting him.
Okay. As a lizard folk, I believe you have that ability.
I do, and I get 4 health for it.
Ew.
But I don't think I hit with a 10.
No, a 10 will miss.
All right. Let's see here. What?
It's all conjunct.
As a ranger, you do have extra attack.
Well, doesn't that mean I just get the 2 attacks?
Correct, and you used an attack, so you can attack
Bonus
twice.
action. Hungry Jaws. Once per short rest as a bonus action, I can make a bite attack.
Okay, I got you.
Yep.
I was just looking at your attacks because you do also have bite as a straight attack that you can make as well.
Yeah, that's because of the Hungry Jaws thing. It falls under bonus action, though. Yeah, I think.
Okay.
Or, I don't know. I'll have to look at it again.
Anyway, you can still make an attack, 2 attacks as with your action.
Nope, I'm going to run away first and take an opportunity attack.
Okay. It's going to be a 21 to hit.
That'll hit.
Okay. All right. 2d6. Okay. And you'll take 15 bludgeoning damage.
Okie dokie. Well, now I'm going to fuck up one crab person with a regular attack. That's a 20 to hit total.
Okay. Which one?
The one I'm hunter's marked.
Okay. Yeah, that'll hit.
No, I won't use my giant thingamabob on him.
Why not?
I don't know. I want to see what I do first before I do the second attack, because if I kill him, then it's pointless.
That's fair.
That is 10, 11 damage.
Just enough.
Aha. So then shift my hunter's mark to...
You used your bonus action already.
Oh yeah, you're right. Ooh. Yeah, screw it. I'll volley here then.
Okay.
Aiming at the 2 crab people.
Do you get to choose which are hit?
Yeah. It's under features and traits for me. Volley.
Any number of creatures within 10 feet of a point you can see within your weapon's range.
Yep.
So that would actually hit.
Well, that's why I was confused with the any number of creatures I can see.
Right. It's so. Well, actually, you can't see them.
Oh, that's right. They're underwater, aren't they?
They're underwater, and the water is too murky. You actually can't see where you would actually be shooting at them with disadvantage because you can't see.
Truth. Yeah, we'll give it a shot. I'll shoot at one of them then. Or,
Okay.
actually, within 10 feet, right? So, curious. If I were to aim here... Oh, that would still get him, wouldn't it?
So basically, the water here. Let me double check this. Okay, the water is about, you can see 1 foot below the water, and they are 50 and 40 feet below water. So the point where you could see would miss them.
Okay. So I have to go swimming if I want to shoot.
Or you have to actually shoot one of them.
But I can't shoot either of them right now because I can't see them.
You can roll with disadvantage to hit one of them.
Okay, we'll go with the one at JD.
Okay.
Disadvantage. Wow, I could never do that again if I tried. 2 natural
2
ones.
2 natural ones. You
Payback's
put
a
the arrow
bitch.
in backwards and you shot it notch first.
Woohoo! That works. You know, I
All right.
think this broke the string a little.
All right. So Thok, that's gonna do it for your available actions. So Perry is up, and all he can do right now is try to break the paralyzation. Yeah. So that's another Constitution saving throw, and he does. He breaks the paralyzation. So that brings us to the Chules. So JD, I need you to make another Constitution saving throw.
Alrighty. 15.
15, you pass. Then it's going to make a attack against you with its other pincer, and that's going to miss. The Chul, so the other Chul is going to try to paralyze Perry again. Perry succeeds, and the Chul is going to attack him with his other pincer. That one will hit. He's not double grappled, though. Don't worry, guys. And that is for 11 damage. All right. So that brings us to Albus.
Quick question.
Yeah.
Could I cast Dimension Door and do a snatch attack on these guys?
So let me look with Dimension Door. Does it say anything about a place that you can see?
I thought it's a place you've been.
It kind of says if I could give directions on where to go.
Well, because the problem is you don't actually know how deep this pool is because you can't see below a foot of the water. So the potential problem would be you teleporting into the ground.
What if I cast Lightning Bolt on this thing and just shoot down?
You can do that.
Do I roll a disadvantage?
Is Lightning Bolt an attack, a roll to attack, or is it a spell save?
Probably a roll to attack, but...
Nope, it is a dexterity save.
Really?
So you need to, so it's a 5 feet wide, 100 feet long, so it will make it to the bottom of the pool. You need to specify which the direction is so that...
What do you mean?
So, like, you need to specify where the point of origin is for this lightning bolt and which direction you're casting it in. Because, like I said, you can't see the enemies down there. So, I want to see what you're doing to see if JD needs to make a dexterity saving throw as well. Oh, so actually, so blast out from you in a direction you choose. So, basically, you shoot it down into the pool, and it's going to go, you can hit that one, or if you shoot that one, then you're going to hit 2 teammates. And that's as much metagaming as I'll give you.
I guess I'm going for this one.
Okay. So it needs to make a dexterity saving throw. It rolled a, so it's a 19. Does that save?
So it says my spell save is 16.
16. Okay, so it does save, so it takes half as much damage. So it'll take half of your 8d6 lightning damage.
So you still want me to roll all 8?
Yes, sir.
Just roll 4.
Nope, roll 8 of them.
God, I suck today. So far, 17. Jesus Christ. Everything halved, you take 16 total.
16 is with it halved.
Yeah,
What was the full damage?
32.
32, okay.
That's 16.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure that I wasn't going to have it twice. I don't want to jip anyone out of damage. All right, so that would have been your main action. Anything you want to do with your bonus action?
My bonus, can I cast Ray of Frost on it?
Yes. What is the range on Ray of Frost? It's 60 feet, isn't it?
I don't know, I'm adept at it.
Yeah, so basically, so Elemental Adept means that you ignore resistance to damage to cold damage. So if a creature would have resistance to cold damage, it doesn't when you hit it with a cold spell. Also, when you roll damage for it, for a spell that casts cold damage, you treat any 1 on the damage dice as a 2. So those are the only things that being elemental adept changes. It doesn't change the
That's
range
how
or.
they roll, but what they really meant to say is it lets me do whatever I want.
Yeah, I forgot. I missed that. So I believe that. So both enemies would be out of range for Ray of Frost. However, if you have Firebolt, I know that has 120 foot range. You could hit them with one of those two.
I got Fireball.
Okay, yeah, because Ray of Frost is only 60 feet, and they're pretty deep down underwater there.
Okay.
So if you're casting Firebolt, go ahead and roll that with disadvantages because you can't see the enemy.
My lowest one is a 17.
Okay, and then which one were you attacking? The one that you hit with the lightning bolt, or the other one?
Probably the one that I hit with the lightning bolt.
Okay. Go ahead and roll damage.
What is that? 3/8?
3 10s actually.
That one's 3 10s.
Yeah, Firebolt is a D10.
This cantrip's stronger than half my spells. Makes no sense.
Well, the cantrips level up intermittently, so that way your cantrips don't fucking suck dick after you get past level 3.
10.
10 damage?
Yeah.
Okay. Alrighty. Are you gonna move or anything like that, Albus?
Yeah, I get a little closer over here. Oh shit.
All right, JD, you're up.
All right. I'm actually gonna try to break the grapple now.
Okay.
What do I roll for that?
You need to roll athletics or acrobatics.
Freaking keep. Great roll. Acrobatics, athletics. So acrobatics, 23.
23. All right. Yep. You are free of the grapple.
And then I'm gonna swim up as fast as I can.
All right. So what's your move speed?
I believe 25. Yeah, 25.
25. So you'll be able to move three squares. So you'll be able to move basically 15 feet of the 50. And the attack of opportunity against you is a 23 to hit.
That'll hit.
Okay. And that is for 13 bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
All right, and so you are 15 feet above the the Chul. All right, Darius.
All right, so I want to use my action to reactivate the lightning damage from which.
Okay, so go ahead and roll damage.
Now, is that still a? Because I cast it at second level, I still get to use 2 12s for
Yes.
that.
Mm-hmm.
Better rolls this time. 15 lightning damage.
All right, the thing is barely hanging in there.
All right, and I can still use a bonus action.
Yes, and you are 20 feet away from the Chul.
Right. Firebolt.
Okay, roll with disadvantage.
Damn, nat 1.
Oof, sorry.
Mm.
Are you going to continue moving closer?
No.
No? Okay. All right.
In fact, if I still have any movement, I want to try and back up.
Yeah, you do. So you'll have your, you'll be able to move 15 feet back up of the 30 that you went down. So you're 15 feet below the surface.
Okay.
Thok.
Alrighty. So I realized I fucked up Hunter's Mark.
What do you mean?
Did you forget to roll the damage die?
No, I can only move it on subsequent turns, not the turn it gets off an enemy.
Oh, I thought you were able to just move it as a bonus action.
Nope, on subsequent turns it specifically says that.
Ah, okay. Well, then you didn't lose your hunter's mark.
Well, I'm saying I fucked up. So there's that. You are right. I do have a separate bite attack versus my bonus action one, so there's that too.
Ooh, yeah.
Yep. He's kicking my ass today.
So the only thing with your hunter's mark is it is something you can see. So because you've lost visual on any targets, you would not be able to move it.
Actually, could I? Actually, I want to ask you this. So could I put it onto Albus?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't expect him to die. It's just something to hold on to.
You just want it on him so that it doesn't go away.
Yeah, I think so, just for shits and giggles.
What's going on?
For laughs, Thakjima has now marked you as his new quarry.
But there's still, what, 50 foot underwater?
50 and 40.
Which one's more shallow?
The one holding parry.
Okay. I guess I'll try my attacks again with disadvantage.
Okay.
So I'll go after this close one again.
Okay.
See if I can roll 2 1s again. Natural 20 and a 19. No,
Okay.
16.
19 will hit. 16 will hit.
Okay.
Just barely, but it hits.
Then yeah, I'll use my Colossus Slayer just because.
Mhm.
Nope, not that one. So that's 13 plus another 16 damage to him.
All right. JD, the chul that was holding you starts floating dead past you in the water.
I'll give a shot at the parry one with disadvantage.
Okay.
Speaking of which,
Yeah, speak of the devil. Wow, I really hate you as a DM right now. Yeah, I failed again.
Why do you hate me?
Because I rolled another 1.
It's your dice.
I know.
Perry, welcome back.
Hello.
It is your turn. Your health on D&D Beyond is accurate. You are 40 feet below water, grappled by a chul.
I am 40 feet below water, grappled by a chul. Let me refresh the page because it says I'm at 110.
I think you've only
Okay.
gotten hit like once, right?
It's 2 or 3 times actually.
Okay, never mind.
So I'm
You're-
underwater with this crab here, 40 feet underwater.
Yep, and you were grappled by it.
Okay, and my spells are accurate?
Yep.
Okay.
You were paralyzed, if that makes you feel better.
Yeah, I mean, the good news is with Warcrafter, I can cast spells without somatic portions to it. I really wish it wasn't my turn, so I had time to think about this.
Sorry, you got back at just the wrong time.
Yeah.
I'd say we could skip you, but next is the monsters, and that kind of
Yeah.
affects you directly as well.
You probably don't.
So you know what I'll do is, what's this level here? I'm going to cast Vampiric Touch at the 3rd level,
All right.
and that is going to sit there and make a melee spell attack against a creature within my reach, which the person I'm grappled with I think would count.
Oh, definitely in reach.
Yeah. So that is a 12 plus 9, so an adjusted 21.
Will hit.
Okay. And then I'm going to do 3d6 necrotic damage, and I gain half of that back.
Okay.
From my hit points.
By the way, JD, what's your passive perception?
I want to say 15. Double check. Yeah, 15.
Okay.
Oh, that's nice. A 6, a 5, and a 3. So that would be 14 damage, and I get 7 back.
Nice.
So let me put that in. And that's my 3rd level spell. So the next one that I'll do is I'll cast I'll cast Word of Radiance, a cantrip. Since I've already opened my mouth.
Okay.
So I utter a divine word, and Radiance forces a Constitution saving throw of 17 to the crab.
Sorry, con. What saving throw? Con?
Yep.
Okay, that's a 15.
All right, so that fails. So it does 3d6 radiant damage.
Nice.
Let's see if I can keep my craft's luck on the high end instead of the low end. That's a 5, a 1, and a 4. So that will do 10 radiant damage.
All right.
And I think that's my turn since I used it on actions instead of getting free of the crab.
Yep. Actually, hang on a sec, guys. I've been hoping that I could make it to the end of combat, but I have to run to the bathroom again. Sorry.
Oh, damn it, Bobby. Oh,
How did I end up getting underwater, guys?
grappled by a crab. They're trying to drown people.
I think almost all of us were at one time.
And they just got me because of all of my armor making me slower to move. Or I wanted it to, so I could shout things at it underwater.
Pretty much everybody except for, I think, me has been grabbed.
All right, guys. Sorry, I'm back. So with Perry's turn over, it is the Chul's turn now. Perry, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Ooh, I get +7 to this. That is a 19.
19. All right, so you succeed. It's going to make an attack on you with its other pincer and miss. So that's the end of the Chul's turn. Albus, you're up.
For my benefit, what number did it roll?
An 11.
Yeah, that's less than a 22.
Alright, I'm gonna cast fireballs at it.
Okay. Roll with disadvantage again.
Sheesh. Okay, now what do I get to do?
You add your spell attack modifier.
It wouldn't matter. It was a natural 1.
Okay. So you can cast a spell of up to second, or so you. That was one of your actions. You can either have it be your bonus action and cast another spell of any level you want, or you can have that have been your main action and cast a different spell of anything under anything up to second level.
Will Ray of Frost hit it this time?
Let's see. So that one was 40 feet down. Yeah. From where you are now, yeah.
Wait, it's
Alright.
almost 40 feet away and 40 feet down. That's more than 60 feet, isn't it?
Well,
Yes, maybe.
4 squared plus 4 squared would equal c squared.
Okay, but also the game does not use the Pythagorean theorem of moving diagonally through squares. As I've said to Mike, I am giving you the benefit of the doubt because this battle has taken forever.
And that's why I started laughing. I knew exactly where that was going.
Still rolling a disadvantage?
Yes.
Sorry, I missed the last hour.
Jesus
And
Christ.
we were still fighting
Yeah.
these stupid
You
crabs.
left at the beginning and you're back for the end.
Yeah.
I missed.
Yeah, I missed all the
Missed again?
fun parts.
Mostly just getting dragged into the
What
water.
was the number?
11.
11. Okay. All right. JD, you are up again. You're 15 feet. So you're 35 feet below the surface still.
And how much time do I have before I drown?
A long time. So see, the amount of time you can hold your breath is a number of minutes equal to 1 plus your Constitution modifier.
And we've only spent like a minute.
Right, yeah, because 1 minute is 10 rounds of combat,
Right.
because a round of
Okay.
combat is 6 seconds. So really, like, trying to drown people, so the biggest thing in drowning people would have been the paralysis, because if you don't save against it, that's a full minute off of your clock while it's attacking you.
Gotcha. Okay, so I'm going to dive back down
Okay.
and start groping around.
All right, go
That's-
ahead.
Because I
Me,
can't see it
newbie.
all down there, right?
Go ahead and make an investigation check. You can see within a foot.
Okay. Investigation 17.
17. Okay. You see a wand sticking sort of like sticking out of the muck at the bottom.
Can I
And you-
reach it?
Yes.
I'm gonna pull it out.
Okay. You have a wand on you. There's also some various other glints around you, but you're gonna have to move to
Wait.
them.
Yeah, okay.
And you've used all of your movement speed, so yes. Anything else for your turn?
Keep not dying.
Okay. Darius.
I think I was at 15.
Yes, 15 feet below the surface. Yeah.
If I use all my movement, I could at least get up out to the edge of the water.
Yeah, you can break the surface.
Okay.
50 feet down, won't he get like the bends or something?
You can cast magic, and you want realistic diseases. There's a talking lizard standing 10 feet away from you.
No, he was talking about the Radiohead album, which, by the way, amazing album.
All right, so what else are you doing, Darius? Sorry, I almost called you Cloggy for some reason.
I guess even though I can't, I think I'd have to do it with disadvantage. I still want to try and cast Firebolt at the remaining.
Man,
the
magical
crab.
fire is magical.
Yeah, go ahead and roll with disadvantage.
Both of them were 15s. Figure that one out.
Total? Or a natural 15 plus?
Yeah, natural 15s plus
Oh, okay. Nice. You hit.
23.
Sweet. 3d10.
Yeah. There it is. 21.
Nice. Perry, the Chul that's holding you looks almost dead.
And I think
Right
that's,
where I want him.
that's gonna be it for me then.
Okay. Thok.
Alright, I'm going to try and do dual ones against the one I can't see.
Okay.
Wow. 28?
That'll hit. You rolled with disadvantage against it?
Yeah, I rolled a 19 and an 18.
Nice. Yep, that'll hit.
Okay. So just D8, and I'll use my Colossal Slayer thing for an extra D8.
Okay.
16 damage.
All right. Perry, you are released as death grips the Chul that was holding you.
Because I don't know it's dead yet, I'm going to shoot another arrow, though.
Yeah, do it.
That is 19.
That would hit.
Woo!
But
Just
not hit me.
because.
I like you can just hit this thing blindly, but you don't know if it's dead.
Yep. I'm just shooting arrows, so it made sense to
He
fire the
sees a
second
shape.
volley.
He doesn't know if it's moving or not.
Exactly. That is 7 damage.
All right.
Is it dead yet?
All right. So over the next minute or so, you guys. So Perry, would eventually surface, not knowing where JD has gone because of visibility down in the pool. And you guys wait as JD doesn't come up for a little while. But after about 2 minutes pass, JD plops up out of the water. His arms are full. He has 8 potions, a wand, 3 daggers, this weird sphere thing, and an elemental gem that isn't the garnet, but he also has the garnet.
So you want to help me?
I just
I'm
look
speaking
around.
as both me and my character. What were you doing down there?
And I just go.
Is that not clear?
I did. I killed everything.
Not you. Thank you for doing that, though. But not you.
Oh shit.
All right, yeah. So as you help JD out, the 6 of the potions have a reddish color to them. One of the potions, the liquid inside the level seems to rise and fall, and the other potion looks sort of like it looks like there's a flame trapped in there that's spinning inside of it.
Can I do an Arcana check on this stuff?
Well, since you have the Identify spell, it will take you a little bit of time. See, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. So it'll take you 70 minutes, but you can identify everything. So it'll take you a little over an hour. And the rest of the party can benefit from a short rest while you cast Identify on each of the things.
Works for me.
All right, let's do it.
All right.
Does anyone feel the need for a long rest?
No.
I don't necessarily. I'm asking.
If we think we can get away with it.
I have a way to help us when we do need to. So.
Well, I'm down like 30 some points.
That sounds like short rest. How are your spell slots? That's what really makes the difference.
I think you used
cast
one.
1/3 level spell. Mostly I've just been casting and one first level spell. Mostly
I don't want to sit there and be right at the scene of battle for 8 hours every time we battle.
I have a way for us to hide pretty well if we need to, like when we actually need a long rest. So
yeah, I mean, it's just with the amount of food that we'll go through if we just sit there and camp 8 hours at every battle site.
Just saying.
Yeah.
So basically, with 2 hours, you guys can all take a short rest and have Albus identify the items that JD found.
Oh,
because what I'll do is I'll cast Prayer of Healing on this one during 10 minutes, and everybody would gain that is 7 plus, so that's 12 HP to everybody.
Okay. Thok, what were you gonna say?
Oh, I'm gonna turn these crab fuckers into all kinds of weapons and armor and blow darts and shit during the short rest.
Okay. So Albus, you were about to say something.
How many hit points does a short rest get me?
So you will be able to roll up to 12 hit dice. So you have a number of hit dice equal to your level, and when you use those, you roll the die, which is the same as your hit point die. So I think for a wizard it's a D6.
Yes.
2020.
So you'll roll a D6, and you will add your Constitution modifier, and you'll get that many hit points back. You can use as many hit dice as you want to. When you take a short rest, you will gain half of your expended hit dice back.
Long rest.
That's it. I meant long rest. Yeah.
Yep.
If anybody wants a little bit extra healing, let me know, because there's a couple things I can give you that I'll get back after the short rest.
Yeah.
Don't forget that Harry already gave us 12.
Yeah.
I'm just asking if anybody needs that extra, couple points.
Oomph.
Yep.
No, you know what? I'm just going to use 2 of these, 2 of my hit die.
Okay.
Really? 6. Feels like I used 1.
So what's your Constitution modifier?
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. It is 3.
So you have a +3 to Constitution.
Yeah.
So every time you roll a dice, add 3 to that number.
Oh, okay. So then I had 6 plus 6, so I had 12 back. That actually works out.
All right, and so during the 70 minutes of casting Identify, you find that the reddish potions are potions of healing, or standard potions of healing. There are 6 of them. There is 1 potion of growth, 1 potion of fire breath. The wand is a wand of fear and currently has 3 charges. There are 3 +1 daggers, a drift globe, and a clear sapphire elemental gem, which you know can be used to conjure a air elemental. The
Well, that
drift.
sounds like a lot of neat stuff for me.
So the drift globe, it's a small sphere of thick glass that weighs 1 pound. If you're within 60 feet of it, you can speak its command word and cause it to emanate light or daylight spell. Once used, the daylight effect can't be used again until the next dawn. You can speak another command word as an action to make the illuminated globe rise into the air and float no more than 5 feet off the ground. The globe hovers this way until you or another creature grasps it. If you move more than 60 feet from the globe, it follows you until it's within 60 feet of you. It takes the shortest route to do so. If prevented from moving, the globe sinks gently to the ground and becomes inactive as light winks out.
What does it do other than follow you?
It's a moving flashlight.
Oh, okay. It's a cool ball that follows you.
Can I at least have a +1 dagger and a healing potion?
These are all in your possession right now.
I thought they were in my possession.
Well, he's
he-
identified.
He identified
Oh,
them.
he was identifying everything. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Misunderstood.
Yeah, while you guys are taking a rest, somebody stole all the stuff. Sorry.
And this is when we lose a wizard.
Hey, with my rolls, come on. So, okay, I'm going to grab a +1 dagger, a healing potion, and I'll roll against somebody for that gem, for the air elemental.
I mean, as we're going through this stuff, I don't need the potions of healing. In fact, it'd be stupid for me to carry the potions of healing.
Yeah, you guys should have the potions of healing.
You know, if anything, I kind of want the potion of growth.
I didn't hear what you said.
All right,
He wants
so
the potion of growth. He's
what I
saying
gather
that the
is that-
6 potions of healing should be divided up between Thokjima, Darius, and Albus, so you guys would each get 2.
Yeah.
Perry is saying that he wants the potion of growth.
That's fine by me.
Yeah.
Because that way people be like, oh, look at the giant angry man. We should probably attack him. I'd be like, yeah, fuckers.
Okay, so remaining after deducting the 6 potions of healing, the potion of growth, and 1 of the +1 daggers is a potion of fire breath, a wand of fear with 3 charges, 2 +1 daggers, a drift globe, and the elemental gem.
I'd like a dagger if no one has any issue with that.
None.
Does anyone
Alright.
want the other one?
So then there's 1 +1 dagger remaining.
I mean, I'm a ranged person, so I don't have much need for it.
I
You can throw
hate
daggers,
it if nobody else
jackass.
wants it.
Oh, he's got a point.
It might be better suited to somebody else.
Yeah, right. Our jackass doctor has a point.
What's that?
You can throw daggers, jackass.
Oh no, that was God speaking to you.
Oh, that was
Yeah,
God.
I didn't say anything.
Ugh.
And for the record, you're going to be very specific about which jackass doctor you're talking to.
All right. So we've got the potion of fire, wand of fear, the drift globe, and elemental gem.
Uh,
I'll take fire breath too, if that's all right.
I think Drift Globe sounds cool.
Anybody else want the wand?
Wand
Nope.
of Fear.
So I think let me double check on D&D
Can
Beyond
you-
because it doesn't say on Roll20, but I think the wand has to be So it requires attunement, but I think it also requires certain classes.
Okay.
And we each got 2 potions of healing, correct?
The three of
You, Darius, and Albus got 2 potions of healing. Yes.
No problems with me taking the potion of fire breath.
No objections.
Nope.
Cool.
It doesn't
Other
sound
than
like there's
everybody.
any objections to you taking the elemental stone, Albus.
So all we've got left is Wand of Fear and Drift Globe. Yeah.
Yes. So the Wand of Fear does not require you to be a wizard. It does require attunement. And you can only
I
be
have
attuned
one.
to 3 items at a time.
Slot left.
God, I feel like an idiot right now.
What?
Oh, just when you attacked me, it should have been with disadvantage.
For what?
My cloak of displacement.
Oh, yeah.
God, I'm sucking balls today.
It's the first time we're all playing these characters. We'll learn it.
The Drift Globe does not require attunement. It doesn't seem
Yeah.
like anyone's interested in that outside of JD.
Yeah, I mean, it's who doesn't have dark vision.
I got
I don't.
goggles.
Which is
Yeah.
kind of why I want it.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's comfortable where you can hold on to it, but it's going to go based off of plan need. But
Yeah.
the plan's likely going to need you to have it.
I got goggles for dark vision.
Yeah.
All right.
Because at least I have the light cantrip, so I can sit there and just tap things and see
Yeah,
40
I don't
feet.
have that.
What were you saying, Albus?
What was that stone called?
It was a sapphire elemental gem, and that releases an air elemental.
Is it a one and done?
Yes.
Okay.
Also, so basically, when you use it, it releases an air elemental. It fights with you. If you get hit and lose concentration, it fights whoever's closest to it.
Which could be me.
Yes.
Yeah.
I have one in my possession as a wizard in Tomb of Annihilation, and I have not used it because I have not found a situation where where we need another combatant, and I'm willing to have it maybe fight me.
Well, can't you throw those?
Yes, but still, the problem is if I'm still the closest thing to it at a certain point, it may just kill me.
Just stay far away.
So, Darius, you took the Wand of Fear.
Yeah, unless someone had an issue with that.
That works.
All good.
All right. So basically, for everyone who is on D&D Beyond, I would add those things into your inventory so you don't forget that you have them. And then Uncle Sean, you have written down that you have 2 potions of healing, 1+1 dagger, and a clear sapphire elemental gem.
Elemental, stone, air, one and done.
Okay, cool. That is everything in that list then. So, what do you guys want to do now after you've collected your rope and handed it back?
Notice when you're diving down there, a passageway at all, a doorway?
I think I grew up the whole floor. Right?
Well, maybe.
I'm thinking the garnet gemstone was our key out of here.
Yeah.
Because I don't like. It's not like when I tapped the water, they came out. It's when we reached the gemstone and had no contact with the water, they came out.
Possible.
So I'm more willing to believe that we have the key right now.
All right, well, let's move a little forward.
Okay.
I assume that treasure was just from unlucky victims.
That would be my first thought.
Oh yeah, Corey. You gonna have me roll anything for crafting shit or no?
So we're almost done. You and I'll talk about that outside of the game, so I can figure out exactly what's going on. All right.
Perfect.
Okay. Because Scott needs to go in about 12 minutes. Less than that, actually. Sorry, I can't do math. But anyway, so here's what's going to happen. You guys leave opposite direction you came, the same path you tried to leave last time. After 6 minutes of walking, you guys arrive at another pedestal. So I'm going to move you guys all together here so I can snag you and move you over there. So again, you arrive from the south. and the Namen is casting shadows at the northern and eastern areas again. Still, I should say.
Oh yeah, my hunter's mark should have dropped.
Yes.
Well, what now, Perry?
Well, something changed. What changed?
There are letters now.
Yes.
Yeah, I put in the letters so that we can all talk from the same thing. So A and C are highlighted basically by the Namen. It appears as though actually whoever wants to make a intelligence check for me.
Ah, fuck it.
I mean, my passive is 14. Does that mean anything?
I have an
Did you
18.
say? I'm sorry. Did you say intelligence?
Yeah.
18.
18. Okay.
What did I
You
roll?
had an 18 also, Albus?
Yeah.
Okay. Fock?
15.
17.
17. Darius?
What? Oh shit! What are we rolling straight up or what?
Yeah, it's just an intelligence check.
Wait. So why add modifiers?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I asked you if it was straight up
Sorry.
or. Where the fuck is that? Still crappy. It's still an 8.
Okay. Albus and JD, you guys, you remember that at the first time you encountered the pedestal, whether it was that pedestal or a different pedestal, it had the Namen pointing at Route A. You guys went down Route A, and you arrived at another or at the same sundial, and the Namen was casting shadows at A and C. You guys went down past C and came back, but the Namen has not changed.
So should we go down C again?
Go down A.
I'm thinking we should go A.
I can't find a reason to go through one or the other.
That's what I'm trying to.
Yeah. I mean, I'd say let's go A.
All right, I'm outvoted.
Okay. So
We do not have pass without a trace right now.
Do we want it?
We haven't had anybody attack us here in the hedge.
At least, well, when we were moving stealthily, we don't know.
We don't get attacked till we poke things, it seems.
Yeah.
Till we provoke the labyrinth.
Poke.
Of course, who's to say that the walls themselves won't attack us? AKA.
You know, let's just end ourselves and move on.
okay, so you guys are on the right side of the map now. It's a large. You guys are at the top of that map area. It's just to the right of where the fight with the Chulls were. Okay, this is gonna be the last thing that I'm gonna read. I'm gonna read the thing, and then we're gonna end the session for the week. So, after walking for 5 minutes, you emerge from the path into an area far larger than any open area you expected to encounter in the maze garden. This rectangular space must be 90 feet across, with its far side almost 150 feet away. It looks like a boulder-strewn pasture with a large pond to one side and a fenced vegetable garden and oversized cottage on the other. Sheep graze in the pasture, tended by a pair of cyclopses, but none of them are moving. They all appear frozen in time. And that's where we'll end this week's session.
Okay, if they ever ask us our names, it's no man.